Welcome to York. We're all set for 4 fabulous days on the Knavesmire. It's the Sky Bet Ebor Festival. You excited?
How could you not be? Really looking forward to all 4. Obviously tomorrow the fillies take centre stage in the Legends Global Yorkshire Oaks. Friday's all about Speed to Coolmore Nunthorpe, and Saturday is a small matter of the City of York and the Sky Bet Ebor itself.
Yeah, and today, what a race. It doesn't get much better than the Juddmonte International. It's not just about the top 2, I know, but the top-rated 3-year-old still in training against the boy that's done it all before.
Greatness doesn't share the spotlight.
This is Ombudsman's Juddmonte. It's Constitution River.
The Knavesmire awaits.
This horse has got a phenomenal turn of foot.
He's big, powerful, strong.
One race, one crown. The Juddmonte International.
Still Burghcastle. Can he pull off an incredible upset? But Ombudsman is now beginning to chip into that lead and quickens past him in tremendous style. And it's Constitution River under Ryan Moore who goes for home. Constitution River, a 10th Eclipse for Aidan O'Brien.
Yeah, it's set to be a brilliant race. Just banging some poles in behind us, just in case you weren't aware. I don't know what that's for. Oh, there we are. It's just
where
just
the place horses.
Yes, where the place horses go. Yeah. 2 locals alongside me now. How are you, Eddie
Very
Freeman,
good.
Chris Dixon? All good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excited.
Nice-ish day, isn't it? We're supposed to rain a bit more, but we haven't come through with it yet.
I mean, this is lovely, actually. This, hopefully, it's going to be
You can
like
tell
this.
he's got used to it. He used to moan about this weather when he lived down south.
Exactly. Now this is all right. Tomorrow could be different. Right?
He thinks this is a lovely day.
This is lovely. It's not too hot, not sweating.
He's seen the sun, yeah.
It's a bit warm with all this clutter.
I did a half-an-hour walk this morning here and I was sweating.
Yeah.
Overcooked it. Sum up the feature race for me without going into too much detail. Like, is this what you want for a Juddmonte International?
It's got the bit players, but it has the 2 stars at the front, and we're expecting and hoping for that duel to emerge between the 2. Constitution River, I must remember not to call it Constitution Hill.
Yeah, everyone's been doing it. It's really easy to do.
And Ombudsman. It should be a great clash, and we're all very excited.
Do you have a strong opinion as to who will come out on top before I go into
No, I don't think I've heard anyone who's got a strong opinion. Not really strong. I mean, you'd say Ombudsman has it in the book. Constitution River. It's going to improve, isn't he? And he's also, I don't like the draw for Ombudsman. He's tucked away in stall 1. Nobody seems to mention that. Yeah. And he's got Hawk Mountain near him. Not that Aidan O'Brien ever employs team tactics, but that could just mean that Buick has to think about things early on. He'll be thinking about things now.
He will. Strong opinion or not?
No, not a strong opinion. The draw thing doesn't concern me too much, just because I think in the early part of the race it won't matter too much. You've got a long straight. The race will develop early enough in that straight for him to move around. And the way that draw becomes a problem is if they stay to the far side and they don't come up the centre of the track. There was the piece with Kieran Fallon in the Racing Post the other day, and he was sort of saying that he can't believe that they don't just stick to the far side.
Old man Kieran Fallon.
Yeah. But because they used to, didn't they?
Yeah.
It's a relatively new
Although
thing.
I do remember probably 20 years ago, Mark Johnston having a horse sticking to the far rail and winning, and everyone said, God, that was a shock, because they were all been coming up the middle.
Yeah.
So they've been coming up the middle for a long time.
For quite a while. And it does make races fairer in a sense. You saw the John Smith Cup. That is one of the races that nowadays they still do stick to the far side rail. And as soon as it happens, there's carnage in behind quite often. Now, that's a different scenario. It's a massive field handicap. But that's the way that the draw becomes a problem for Ombudsman. But it's...
but doesn't that depend on devil's advocate?
I thought we weren't going too in-depth. I just
or action.
That.
Yeah.
Or action, yeah. We're not going too in-depth.
We are.
Going in deep. Let's have a look at some form. No, I'm joking. While you mentioned the draw there, just branching out to the whole track, do you have a view on straight course-wise where you want to be? Was it 2 years ago? It definitely was developing far side to the point where I think at the final day everything went over towards that far side of the straight.
And all year it's generally been on the far side, with the odd exception, the horse of Fittery Hayes, whose name I forget, very fast horse who finished 5th in the King Charles after that.
That was at the Dante meeting, wasn't it?
And the Dante meeting came up the stands rail, but he's a freak. He's not a handicapper. I think that was the reason he managed to do that and one of Mick Appleby's finished second in a big field handicap here, right under the stands rail. But generally, I think the damage is done for the very high numbers before the intersection on the sprint course. So those drawn really high, if they go anywhere near the rail the first 2 or 3 furlongs of that sprint course, they can't be contenders. So generally, you need to be low. But it's not a certainty.
I think for me, it's avoid the top third of the draw, and after that, you're probably all right. You know, when you look at the numbers, for example, stall 1 hasn't won on the sprint track for ages.
But I don't think stall 1. I think stall 1's probably a disadvantage as well, because you tend to get against the rail, where the grass is normally a little bit longer. And therefore, stall 1 is not an advantage. It's 4, 5, 6, 7 are probably the good stalls.
That's the sweet spot, isn't it? But you see winners from sort of 13, 14. I think once you get in 15 plus, it becomes more difficult. So my general thing going into this week is avoid the top third. If you need to narrow the field down a bit, and we've got 3 big field sprint handicaps today, then that'd be my start point for narrowing it a little bit. If they win from there, so be it.
We will go even deeper into the Juddmonte International when you rejoin us, but we need to find out more about the day. Here's Niall Hannity.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. And I'm out in the track, nice and quiet now. I will say quiet. It's not too quiet when you're with this man, Daryl Jacob. Looking forward to it. Fantastic 4 days racing.
It's brilliant racing, isn't it? I love coming up here every year. It's the crowd, the atmosphere. You know, the ground is absolutely beautiful for today, and you know, what a great job all you know, Auntie and her team have done here. I mean, you're just looking at the ground here. It's just absolutely prestigious, isn't it?
A lot more rain tomorrow, but there was some forecast this time yesterday thinking we could get a hell of a lot. 1.9 mil, I think they'll take that.
I think they will, because obviously it's been a very, very dry summer, haven't they? And like you say, just to have the ground where they have now, I think it's a perfect racing surface for the horses here today. And for the quality that we have today, this is what you want. There's a good lush covering of grass, and it's a thick grass as well, and it's just absolutely perfect now.
I think when we speak to William Darby later, there's 78 countries represented over the next 4 days. The feature of the Juddmonte International today is an absolute humdinger, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, this is what it's all about. When you have got 2 high quality horses like Ombudsman, Constitution River, and also you got to throw Item in there as well. You know, this is what the Juddmonte is all about, isn't it? For the stallions, for the prestigious of the race, everything. It's just, you know, this is the battle that we've wanted all year, and it's finally upon us.
An Item you mentioned, I think it's easy to give him a pass in the Derby with the underfoot conditions. He's won at Dante, he won the Sky Bet York Stakes last time out. He still needs to improve, and you see the price of him. You see the Pride of Aris is around 40 to 1, who won a Dante, who's got excellent course form as well. Tells you how deep the race is. Yeah,
and that's exactly what it is. I mean, the two big guns that we have here, but when you've got like someone like Pride of Aris and you have Item for the prices that they are, it just goes to show how strong renewal it is.
And the whole card, we get underway with a really competitive 5.5 furlong handicap. The Sky Bet Voltigeur, it's a humdinger as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get Christmas Day obviously in there, Maltese Cross and Pierre Bonnard.
Pierre Bonnard comes in here.
He's getting weight off him, and he is a Group 1 winner himself.
Exactly, and he looks to be coming in here. He's had, you know, he's been placed in all of these big races, and it's great to see Christmas Day and Maltese Cross come back here. I remember watching Maltese Cross at Newbury when he won a novice there, and I was really taken back by him, and it's great that he's kept on improving. But it's, like you say, the whole 7 races, Niall, are just really, really competitive and really exciting.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And we're looking forward to bringing you every race over the 4 days live here on Racing TV as we bring in another member, a very important member. It's a very good morning to Rachel Casey. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, we're all buzzing, aren't we? Very excited to bring you every single race live from the Sky Bet Ebor Festival here on Racing TV. 4 top-class days of racing, but I think it's fair to say day 1 off to a flying start. And here are just some of the races and the horses that we're all excited to see.
Air Force One between horses. They race up towards the line. They hit the line. Oh, it's tight. And Hafner is still the leader by 2 lengths. Al Waffer is the one who's chasing him home, but racing up towards the line. It is Hafner who wins for Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore.
Christmas Day by 3 or 4 lengths. It's Christmas Day on Derby Day. He wins the Betfred Derby.
Quickens past him in tremendous style. This is Ombudsman's Juddmonte, and he storms home to win highly impressively. Valedictory noses to the lead over Roaring Legend. Goblet of Fire is towards the near side. Valedictory by a nose. Valedictory!
But out in front and clearly in front, Nana's Shadow. We're chasing Nana's Shadow. Shadow
trying to get to him as they race up towards the line, though. Dubai Champion is readily going on. Dubai Champion off the mark and one going away.
Some fabulous horses on show for day one, and the action getting underway with the Hong Kong Jockey Club World Pool Handicap at 150. It's a Class 2 over 5.5 furlongs. Race 2 is a Group 3. It's the Tattersalls Acomb Stakes over 7 furlongs, the 2-year-olds in action. And then on to another group race, the Sky Bet Great Voltigeur Stakes, Group 2, where we'll see the Derby first and Derby second. A fantastic renewal over 1.5 miles. And then the big one, it's the Juddmonte International Stakes, 3:35. The big race build up on the way very soon, and the 4:10, the Sky Bet Stayers Handicap, a Class 2 over the extended 2 miles. At 4:45, we look forward to a large field for the Irish Thoroughbred Marketing Handicap, Class 2 over 5 furlongs, and then the Sky Bet Nursery Handicap. We've actually lost a couple there, so we're down to a field of 20, but still a brilliant betting heat to close the card. Now, the going is good. We'll have a full update trackside shortly, but let me let you in on our competition that will be running this week. It's the Sky Bet Ebor Festival daily free-to-play game, and your chance to top the daily leaderboard to win. There's prizes all the way down to 4th place. So if you check out the QR code right now or racingtv.com/games to get involved. And here are just some of the prizes that can be won, hopefully by you if you're tuning in this morning. Cheltenham Festival, first prize. You got trips to York, Haydock, Huntingdon, and first place on the Saturday game will also be a signed EFL shirt. So do check it out. That is our free-to-play game this week. But for now, it is all eyes on the 1.5 million Juddmonte International, the feature race on day one. Well, it's a glorious Group 1 showdown to kick off the Ebor meeting, and Ombudsman was seriously impressive in this race 12 months ago, and very good at Royal Ascot last time out, taking his Group 1 tally to 4. But the big question is, can he do it again? And if we look at the roll of honour in the last 10 years, well, we're not going to see Halling, of course, going back-to-back in 1995, Walter Swinburne on board, Frankie Dettori in 1996 for Saib bin Saror, and looking to recent winners. Aidan O'Brien has had 7 3-year-olds on the last 3 occasions with the City of Troy, Japan and Australia, and the Gulston team. Well, it's been a good race for them. 4 winners in this event, and Ombudsman looking to do it again for William Buick. And it's the clash, isn't it? Season-defining, a career-defining moment for 2 superstars, and it's the battle of William Buick and Ryan Moore, Godolphin and Coolmore, and it's certainly looking like it's going to be a wonderful race to enjoy with us here on Racing TV. Well, how do they bet, though? Ombudsman to do it again? Well, he's the favourite at even money. Constitution River at 6-4, Item at 7-1, Almaqam 18-1, and Hawk Mountain 18-1. It's 33-1, and bigger the rest. So the leading 3-year-old against the world's top-rated middle-distance performer, and he's been fabulous. He is the improving horse, isn't he? Constitution River, and they've been raving about him. So good in France, landing the Eclipse in tremendous style at Sandown. But what about Aidan O'Brien? How does he look ahead to this year's race? He spoke to Ollie Bell.
And this year, when we look at the Juddmonte International, the sort of flag bearer for you is Constitution River. When we look broadly at the 3-year-old crop, and we look at the Sussex 1x3-year-old, Diamond Necklace winning the Nassau, Constitution River winning the Eclipse, do you think that we are dealing with a above-average crop of 3-year-olds across the board? You look at Benvenuto Cellini's excellent run in the King George. You'll have a very good gauge on a good crop of 3-year-olds. Is this an elite group, would you say?
I think they are obviously very good. Obviously, the year as it's going on, we're learning more. They're developing. We're starting to get them together and have a look at them. But obviously, they look a very good bunch of 3-year-olds, absolutely.
Yeah. After Diamond Necklace's win at Goodwood, you said that Constitution River's the boss, and he's the sort of ace in the pack, if you like, for York. What is it about him that makes him? What is it about him that sort of gives him the X factor? Would you say?
Yeah, I suppose it's his power and his scope. The way he stays, he quickens. He always was a very unusual horse. He's a great mind, and he's developing really well every month. So every time he runs, we're really looking forward to it, and obviously looking forward to York again, and hopefully John and Teddy's horse will be there, and that'll be the acid test. So really looking forward to it.
Because as you were saying with Boeco, to have a horse like Ombudsman in this case, that you can get a gauge on where you're at. We know Ombudsman's very good. You got into battles with Ombudsman last year with Delacroix. What were you able to learn that you can sort of move into this year's international about Ombudsman?
Yeah, sure. I suppose this is a different horse than Delacroix. He's big, powerful, straightforward and strong. Delacroix had a great quicken. This horse is relentless, but does quicken as well, and he's very out there. He doesn't have to have things to go his way. He's very happy to do things himself. He's very happy to get a lead. He's a very, very exciting horse, this.
Ombudsman, we know from all evidence, will want a very strong pace to aim at. Would that not concern you? Because it sounds like your horse is very versatile, but would that play more to Ombudsman's strengths than your lad, or would you not be bothered if there was a frenetic pace?
I know our horse would be better with a frenetic pace.
Oh, great.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because there's every chance that he will get a lot further than a mile and a quarter.
Right.
So, and every race, as you know, we're always happy to get beat for a strong pace than get beat for a mess. So it will be strong and even. And I think that's the way you can gauge a horse then. Whatever after that, really. So our horse is a big, relentless, strong, powerful horse that does quicken, and he's scopy, and he has all the things. So hopefully that's the way it will. It doesn't always work out that way, but yeah. So I think that would suit every horse. An even pace, we always call it, really.
Let's have a look at Aidan O'Brien's record, specifically with 3-year-olds in this race. He's had plenty of runners, of course. Plenty of older horses have contested it, but specifically 3-year-olds. The winners are Australia back 12 years ago. 2 years ago, City of Troy, who went forward. Japan in 2019 won the race as well, and a host of good horses placed or beaten in the race. Overall, what do you make of his record, Eddie?
Well, it's a usual, very decent record, isn't it? I mean, probably... He's had 42 runners in the race, all told. Many of them would have been make weights, pacemakers, whatever you like to call them. 7 winners, 6 placed. The ones at the front of the market are nearly always competitive, and it's not really about history, this race. It's about this matchup between these two. One who is already a great racehorse, and one who has potential to be as good, if not better.
And I suppose one of the differences here, Chris, is a horse like Constitution River coming into this race with the profile he has and what he's achieved, the top-rated 3-year-old still in training, etc. In your average year, he might well be favourite, but he's not, because you've got this star older horse who seems better than 12 months ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably is. I mean, his Ascot performance when he absolutely whammed the field and he had 3 Group 1 winners in the 3 positions behind him. You can't really think that they've all not given the running. That is as good as he's produced. You can put the argument against him that his very peak performances have been at Ascot perhaps, but he was very impressive in this race last year when he beat a 3-year-old of Aidan O'Brien's that arrived into the race with a £2 higher pre-race rating.
This was the moment last year where we thought, not again.
Yeah, I mean,
it didn't happen again.
I was on the preview show yesterday, and you kind of forget how far clear.
Yeah, I remember standing sort of in front of the stand where the barbers' poles are, thinking this might not come back at about this stage.
But is that a pacemaker? Like, is it setting a pace? I genuinely don't know the answer. He's not on the same line as the rest of them, and he's well clear.
Yeah, but what that does is it means that the race has to develop, because you cannot sit
Yes.
You can't sit and keep going steady. So he's not a pacemaker in the sense of he's ensuring a nice even gallop. What he's doing by doing that is ensuring he slipped the field, and the riders early enough in the straight, you've still got a long way to go, have to go after him. You cannot sit there and not ever give chase. So it allows the race to develop a long way from home. And that's what Ombudsman wants. He wants a race to start developing. He doesn't want it to be a sprint from 2.5 out. He wants it to develop earlier than that.
That's not to say he can't win a sprint
No,
for 2.5
no, it's not.
out.
But when they want that scenario, like I think that's the scenario that they want from him. I think that's what they'll get today.
It's probably what they want for Constitution
I think
River
it is
as well.
It's normally what
Which
Ed
is
O'Brien
why
wants,
we
isn't it?
sort of you get this feeling that this race will develop the way we want it to develop and see a proper race from 2.5 down.
And you just you hope that they both turn up, don't you? And time and again, it happens that one of these horses in what looks a bit of a high-profile match doesn't turn up, but there's not really a reason to think that these two horses won't turn up, is there?
No, I don't think so. I think both are going to be primed to their absolute perfection for this race. This has been a long-term target for both of them, so let's hope it occurs.
We'll just tie up Ombudsman. He's and his Group 1 record. This was the Prince of Wales. Never been out the first two. Very good in the Prince of Wales twice. I thought in the Dubai Turf, I thought it was a bit of a coming. I remember seeing him and thinking, "Boy, he's even more physically impressive in the flesh." I felt. And
he was entitled to be at 5. You know, that's when they're pretty much at full maturity.
And interesting, I guess, coming into this, Chris, that he skipped the Coral Eclipse, where he was. It feels he was below par 12 months ago. But I don't know where that puts him coming in here. He's off the back of a longer absence anyway.
Yes, I was looking at that this morning, and he's obviously been beaten on the back of an absence before. Obviously on his reappearance last year, wasn't it, that he got beaten at Sandown?
By Almaqam.
Yeah, and then he took a big step forward. And he probably needed the run, but that was an early season race. I think a mid-season freshen-up is unlikely to have done him any harm. I doubt very much that he's here undercooked by John Thady Gosden. So he'll be at concert pitch, and he will be a very difficult horse to beat. And I was making this point yesterday with Lucky, and I think I stand by it really. I do feel that Constitution River is a genuine top-notcher, but he absolutely has to be. And for me, the prices are too cramped between them. And the reason I think that is that I can't really pick holes in what Ombudsman is rated. And there are very few horses that rate that much higher. And so his rival here has to be one of those that rates higher if he turns up and gives his running. And so for that reason, I think the discrepancy in prices is too tight between the two. I think it's a fantastic race, and I would not be amazed if Constitution River beat him. But I think you're hoping for that improvement to be there, and maybe a little bit more than just what you'd normally anticipate.
Well, while you say your bit, Eddie, we'll just have a look at the Coral Eclipse, because we need to have a look at Constitution River in action. What were you going to say?
What I do like about Constitution River is that he's been asked some serious questions already, and he's come up with them. He's been, I mean, here he sat quite a long way out of the ground. There was a chance of him getting caught trapped a little bit inside, and he escapes, and he ends up pulling away from two horses who were ridden more patiently against a very strong pace, and he keeps on finding, and I think that's the sort of horse you'd need against Ombudsman, because Ombudsman is a very similar type of horse. He powers late on. He's got a terrific turn of foot off a high cruising speed. I think this horse is similar in that respect, but
so that's
Chris
what makes
is saying the prices are nothing in this race. I can't see how anyone can have a strong view and really want to have a bet in this race.
That's what
we should just be relishing the battle.
Yeah,
the prices. If Constitution River was 5-1, you'd know there's something wrong with him. Equally, if Ombudsman was not favourite, you'd know there's something wrong with him. That's almost the way it goes. The prices are correct, and there's no point in trying to work through that.
So who wants to be where? Because the way you're framing it suggests a little bit like they both want to be behind each other 2 furlongs from home, no?
I still
like
think,
a go and get him ride. So who's going to be?
Constitution River will go earlier, do you?
I still think Ryan will want to be in front of Ombudsman and try and draw clear early. That's why I thought the draw was slightly more important than Chris thinks, because as they go into the first bend very shortly after the start, if Ombudsman is on the inside, he might just lose a bit of ground. And obviously, if you're on the inside, you should be gaining ground. But he might just lose a bit, be in a little bit of a pocket, held in for a bit. And you've seen time and again, Coolmore are proactive in these races. They have a plan. They know what to do. I've got a feeling the start will be almost as important as the finish in this race.
It's a good point. Hadn't really thought about the potential for, I was taking the view that you turn into the straight, they come up the middle, and you've got enough time to develop. But he could get shuffled back a position early, which then makes it a bit tougher to do what you've got to do in the straight.
Hawk Mountain in 3, Action in 8.
Yeah, Action will go forward, I'm sure. Action will want to be taking Devil's Advocate on, because he's a much better horse than Devil's Advocate, I think. It's quite sad to see him consigned to this sort of role, as it is probably Devil's Advocate as well. But I think that there's an element that they'll want to mess Devil's Advocate about a little bit. They may be irrelevant to the whole scheme of things. As when we looked at Burr Castle, 3 furlongs out, we didn't think it was irrelevant, but come the end of the race, kind of was last year, wasn't it? The pacemakers shouldn't really count. Occasionally they get away and win, but I don't think the pacemakers are going to get away and win here.
There is a horse in here who's a 2-time winner at the track, trained by Andrew Balding. Here he is in conversation with Josh Stacey.
Item goes in the Juddmonte International, and he's got a big task to try and dethrone Ombudsman, Constitution River in there as well. But he was fantastic over course and distance, and is unbeaten over course and distance in the York Stakes last time out. What has it been about that trip, that track, that really suited him?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's only been beaten once, and that was in the Derby when the ground, we feel, went against him. So he's not just at his 2 efforts at York, but he was looked pretty good at Kempton and at Bath when he won his novice last year. I mean, he's a very talented horse, and these are the best horses in the world probably that he'll be taking on. So he's going to have to improve a good deal again. But we know that the track suits him, and if he's in good shape, I'm sure he'll give it his best. And the other thing with him, I mean, his last run at York probably wasn't really run to suit him. They didn't go much of a gallop, then quick, and then he got a little bit sort of flat-footed and disorganised, and then was very strong at the line. So I think the likelihood is, if with the likely pace scenario, that it's going to suit him better in a strongly run race. But as I say, he's going to have to be improving again.
So as a result, you do feel like there's much more to come from him?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he's still untapped potential there. I mean, as I say, he's had a couple of runs at 2 in much lesser races. He's won a Dante, and then he's won a decent race against the older horses last time with a penalty. So I think the signs are that the performances are pretty strong, and as I say, it's no easy task in a Juddmonte International.
And going up against, as you say, those horses that are the best in the world, do you feel that if he was to step forward from that York Stakes, he's very much in the picture?
Yeah, I do, but I think he needs, it's probably a £10 improvement, which is a lot. But these horses do improve, and he's I'd be very happy with the way he is at the moment.
There is a bit in it that he seems to love this track, isn't there?
Yes. You
don't think he's good enough, do you?
I don't really think he's good enough. I mean, he is improving, though, I think. The Derby was a throw-out because of the ground. He does love this track, so does the Pride of Arras. We know Pride of Arras isn't going to be good enough, I think. It all seems much more hard work than it does for the other 2. Colin Keane has to graft to get him there, and I think that'll see him bottom by the end in this company. He's a really good horse, though, and he's rated £2 behind Constitution River.
Yeah,
so
I thought that was, when you look at that, that's one of the things that surprised me.
I think ultimately he's going to, on the ground that he's got this afternoon, you think he's going to be a 1.5 mile horse. I don't think he'll quite have pace, class, whatever you want to call it, against the other 2 of like genuine top level 10 furlong horses. I think they'll catch him out, and that's what I take from Eddie's sort of reading of that he has to work at him. He just doesn't look like as quick or as classy, if that's the right phrase to use, as the other two. And for me, he's going to be more of a 1.5 mile horse.
Item 8-1, Almaqam 18-1.
Almaqam, the ground would have helped him. Sorry, the rain would have helped him. I think he probably needed it even softer, just to slow others down. But he has beaten Ombudsman once, hasn't he, last year?
He has.
He possibly had a fitness advantage. He's a lovely horse, and a beautiful horse to look at. Again, you just feel that he'd probably be a sitting duck for the two powerhouses late. This race has worked out particularly well. The second has won. Other horses out the race have come out and run well or won. He's definitely a contender, but he didn't run particularly well the last time he ran here. He was beaten by Royal Champion, who wouldn't be a champion apart from his name.
Yeah, I echo a lot of that, really. He obviously beat Ombudsman, but I think he caught Ombudsman cold that day. If you wanted to pick holes in the way that Curragh win worked out, obviously Bay City Roller, who he beat, that was on quickish ground. He's a better horse, as we saw at Epsom, when he gets on a slower surface. So it's not the sort of simple guide that it looks, but you know, he's still a good horse. He's Bay City Roller. But
in a way, what I'm getting at with Almaqam, I think he's interesting at 18-1 to get in the 3. Is he was 7-1 at Ascot, and he's nigh on 3 times the price here, and yet I feel he's almost got a better chance in these conditions.
Yeah,
it's quick ground at Ascot. I suppose he didn't have the, maybe this is a. I don't know, is this a deeper race?
It's not slow ground here, is it?
No, it's not.
It's good ground. I think it's dry now. This will dry out quick. It's boiling.
Yeah, the wind is moderate. But so
boiling is, for those of you at home, folks, boiling is an exaggeration.
He's southern, he's northern, I'm in the middle.
Yes.
Well, I'm half and half.
If it's boiling, what was it last Wednesday?
Too hot.
Volcano.
That is a word, isn't it? T-treble-O-T. Too hot.
Right, sum it up for us, Chris. The Juddmonte International.
Fantastic race. I hope and expect that the big two will deliver, and in that scenario I think they will be too good for the rest of them, so I expect that pair to pull away from the others who are very good horses in their own right. For me, it boils down to, if I've got to make a selection, it boils down to going what's proven to be there, and that is such a high bar that not that many achieve, that I have to side with that in what I think will be a fair race that should suit both of them. So it's Ombudsman for me, and just on a closing shot of that, this is to highlight the test that it is for Constitution River. To this point in his career, Constitution River has beaten 1 Group 1 winner, the Racing Post Trophy winner. Ombudsman beat 3 last time he ran.
Eddie?
I was always going to say exactly the opposite of what he was going to say, so I'm going to go for Constitution River, then one of us will be right.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I do hope it lives up to the billing. I think it will be a great race. I think Coolmore's planning will give them a slight edge, which might just bridge the gap a little bit, because there's certainly a gap at the moment. And we're going to find out, aren't we, at 3:38. I hope Constitution River wins. I think it'll... but I don't mind if Ombudsman does.
I hope that has whet your appetite even more for today's feature race, which is an absolute cracker. Rachel, back to you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's a belter, isn't it? And delighted to be joined this morning, our Race IQ analyst, Josh Kerr. And we talk about a clash. Generally, everyone has an opinion, a strong opinion, or even kind of an idea of what might happen. Listening to the guys there, we're all hoping that both of them will perform at their very best, and then we'll find out who's the best.
Yeah, if they both turn up to their very best, it's going to be some race. And if they get locking horns far enough out, it could be one of those classic duels to the line. I must say I'm largely with the guys on course in terms of finding it very difficult to split them. And I've been kind of going round and round in circles with the data, trying to split any hairs I possibly can.
Is it just a 2-horse race?
I think so, but because of the way the market is shaped, there are plenty that you can make a very coherent case for filling that third place or getting in amongst the places if one of them didn't show up at a very decent price.
Today just looks class, but the 1.5 million Juddmonte International is, of course, the feature on day one. So what about your take? What does the data tell us?
Well, we're going to try and sort of unpick and explore how this race might be run. If we look at the Race IQ pace map, which essentially maps out where horses are in their races after 2 furlongs from their runs in Britain and Ireland, and looking at that picture where they've raced over the body of work of their career, it does suggest that there could be a very strong pace on. Now, all of these horses aren't going to go forward today. Ombudsman, as well, more recently, has raced further back in his races. You would imagine Item would sit off the pace as well. The Aga Khan horse that we don't have any runs for in Britain, again, you're imagining they're going to ride for a finish. So it's not going to be an end-to-end ferocious gallop. But what the data also tells you there is there doesn't tend to be an advantage, really, in where you sit in the run. Certainly in terms of there's not an advantage of being on the pace. The win percentages are broadly spread around. So really then it's going to be a very tactical race. Ballydoyle will hold some aces in regards of the runners they have. But if we sort of remind ourselves what happened in the Juddmonte International last year, the guys on course were debating, well, was Burr Castle here this day a pacemaker? And, well, he wasn't really, because the finishing speed percentages tell you that there's 2 completely different races taking part, and in a very different set of circumstances, or not wildly different, Burr Castle could have stolen this race and we could have had another Kirat. In the end, Ombudsman hitting more than 41 miles an hour this day, grinding it out and getting past and getting the win. Delacroix in behind at a positional disadvantage that day. Now we turn to Constitution River in the Eclipse, and again a very ferocious pace in this contest. They were hitting 11-second furlongs at this stage of the race, so it was unsustainable pace. He had to go hard early, as he did in the Prix de Jockey Club from that very wide stall. So he's shown he can handle a strong pace early, but he's not immune to it. He finished very tired there indeed. In terms of the tactics and what might happen, I think the most likely outcome is potentially Ballydoyle trying to go for that relay in which Action sets off first, Hawk Mountain will be next in to take up the baton, and then Constitution River to come there. Of course, the stronger they go, the more that plays into the hands of Ombudsman wanting that strong gallop. The question is what they then do with Devil's Advocate. Does he go forward or sit there? So it's a very tricky picture to unpick, and it kind of just leaves you coming back to Ombudsman.
Yeah, I think so as well. I thought Constitution River, you mentioned from a wide draw in France, but I think the Chester run for me, it just looked like, you know, he's got all this class. He actually looked like he could be a bit of a beast. But then if you look at how impressive Ombudsman was last year at York and, of course, at Royal Ascot, he just seems like he's got this turbo button, which I just love in a racehorse, just that turn of foot, just to be able to quicken and lengthen the way he can. And listen, Constitution River could be amazing. We just don't know. That's kind of the exciting part of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, and Ombudsman comes here essentially off a career best in the Prince of Wales's. One thing that is in Constitution River's favour is that £7 weight for age, and I don't think he is your typical 3-year-old coming into this. Physically, he's very strong, so that's a slight advantage. I kind of slightly keep on coming back to Ombudsman, as the market has, in terms of the established individual. But, yeah, the data, again, says there's very, very little to split them if they both turn up. Hopefully they do, and it'll be an amazing race.
Okay, well, we're going all around the houses trying to make up our mind on the Group 1 Juddmonte International. Thank you, Josh. He will be back in a little while. But the all-important news out on track. Let's head back to Niall Hannity.
Right, back out in the track, it's time to get the all-important going update with Anthea. You're just finishing walking it. Good ground, only 1.9 mil last night. I think you'll take that, won't you?
Gosh, we really would, yes, absolutely. So, well, you know, I think roundabout a little bit further north of us and everything, there were, you know, more significant totals. But that's really nice because we lost a little bit more than we thought we would yesterday in evapotranspiration. So
it was quite blustery, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, exactly. So we lost just over 2 when we got 1.9. So it's just kept us nice, good ground. And We're looking, I mean, it's nice and bright right now. There are some showers that are due to come over as the highest risk. They've just pushed those back a little bit. So they were to be around 11 o'clock, but now more like sort of 12, 1, 2 o'clock. And then, you know, principally dry for racing with nice sunny intervals. And then for tomorrow, it's tonight and tomorrow morning's forecast that looks significant in terms of changing the ground and everything. There are some thunderstorms now forecast in that front of rain, so we'll just have to
if
see
you
where
get
we
lucky,
are after that.
if
Yes,
you get a thunderstorm, it can come down a lot more. It's in around midnight. It's going to start, isn't it?
That's right, around midnight and through the morning, and then it's meant to sort of gradually, clear up and brighten up. And as you know, with the nature of thunderstorms, hit and miss. So let's hope we miss more than we hit. Yeah.
Yeah. What sort of worst case scenario are you reading?
Well, with thunderstorms, it's impossible to put a number on it because, if you get a really heavy one, and they're quite intense, you can get a lot of mils in a short space of time. So we'll just have to see. I think it's, pointless to speculate, but, we're certainly going to get rain and, so we just need to all, be mindful of that.
Will it be wet during racing tomorrow?
It's showery, and the intensity and the likelihood of showers sort of recedes as we go through the day. And then, thankfully, as we get to Friday and Saturday, yes, absolutely. Predominantly dry. Small chance of a shower on Friday, but that is only a small chance, and dry Saturday. Not particularly warm, a little bit of a sort of northerly breeze, and pegging the temperatures at 17, 18 degrees.
You're calling it good today. Are you happy with that? Well, are we in the middle of good? Is there any chance if we miss the showers, it could dry it a little bit more, or not really?
Not really, I don't think. I think there's plenty moisture, sort of in there and through the profile. And so on. So I think good on the straight. I think there's some places on the round course, maybe down the bottom of the 7, that would maybe towards the easy side of good. But anyway, we'll, as I say, I think if we were handed this at the middle of last week when we were battling, heat and all that kind of thing, I think we would have taken it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to start a great day's racing on good ground. Real movement. You're in the inside line today.
Yes, we are. Yes, so we're right innermost today from the 9 furlongs to the entrance to the home straight. And then we'll move over the damage for tomorrow. So all that rail will get moved 3 metres out for racing tomorrow. And then it'll go 6 metres. And then the plan is to go 10 metres for Saturday.
Right. You've seen decks for the first 3 of the 4 days. Really, really strong racing.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, we can't believe it really. It's fantastic, and if everybody shows up and so on, it's going to be mouth-watering, isn't it? Yeah. So no, absolutely delighted.
Yeah, well, we're delighted to be here. Thanks very much for the updates, and hopefully we'll speak to you tomorrow, and hopefully them thunderstorms will do one. That's Anthea ahead of fantastic 4 days racing. We're starting a great day's racing on good ground.
Mark your car. Proudly sponsored by Timeform.
The greatest of all time is not who you think. The GOAT is a horse. Get a completely free bet at the Sky Bet Ebor Festival with Sky Bet.
Mark your car. Proudly sponsored by Timeform.
Done a lot of stupid things with this man Michael Shinners over the years, and it feels like I'm about to do another one. What am I about to do?
So we're here at the ITV7 activation zone, just next to the parade ring, Niall, and we are going to have our picture taken. We've got some props. We're going to have to be quick, we're going to have to be sharp, we're going to have to be agile, but we're going to have some great fun as well.
And that is you two all over, quick and agile. Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Right. So we're going to get a picture taken?
Yeah, so we'll get the first picture taken, which will be just a nice general picture. So we'll all get in together, nice group photo.
We're all ugly, aren't we? I thought it was just me. Right, and then we stick the gear on.
Yeah, and then
right,
gear on.
Bristol to Jacob.
Bristol to Jacob.
And then more pictures?
Yeah, 4 pictures.
Quick, get in, get in.
Another one now, go again.
Right, so we go again.
Go again.
Come on, Darryl, in. He actually looks better there,
He
doesn't
does actually, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
One more.
One more out.
Not
It's getting a bit hot in here.
There we go.
You keep that on, will you?
Yeah. Nice.
Right.
There we go.
That's that. And then, oh, sorry. Broke the camera again.
Niall, that was hot in there.
Was it? And we're going to get a picture.
Yeah, and then we'll get a picture in a minute.
Can we get 3?
We can get 3 pictures, but we just need to talk. We need to talk what's happening today as well.
What's happening? Oh, it's racing on today.
Yeah, there is racing. Yeah, there is racing.
Go on.
So, loads of extra places, but loads of quality as well. We're 6 places in 4 races, including the 150, 410, and then the last 2, 445 and the 520. The movers. The first race, Corolla Point, has
You can see Ed Bessler flying. His form that last race strong.
I mean, yeah, like you said, Yard in tremendous form. That's 4 from 11 to 2. I'll mention the handicaps. The 445 where we're paying the 6 places. Black Star Boy for Kieran Schumacher.
Yeah.
Drone 1, which could be a really good draw potentially. 10 from 20, and then Baker Blue. That's 12 from 18, and then we've got 3 really good races and 2 absolute quality races in the Sky Bet Great Voltigeur and the Juddmonte International, which really looking forward to.
Where's the money been in the Sky Bet Vulture?
Well, it's funny you should say that. Christmas Day has been
nice.
Has been really well backed. 15 to 8 from 5 to 2. On the back of that, Maltese Cross has been fairly weak.
Right. Pierre Bellonder's big runner as well.
Yeah, I guess is this a stepping stone? I know obviously a stepping stone to the St Ledger. Would that 1 mile 6 be really is that his ultimate? Is that his sort of like sweet spot or not? I don't know, but I mean, fairly solid.
He's a Group 1 winner without a penalty. He's getting weight up the 2 of them.
Yeah, I fancy Pierre Brunner. I think he's, like you say, he's always thereabouts. I think he's overpriced a little bit myself, Michael.
But yeah, Christmas Day is the one that's been well supported, and then in the other race, in the Juddmonte International, Ombudsman, Constitution River, we got to a point where they were. One was it was like 5 to 4, 6 to 4, vying for favouritism. Now it seems a little bit more obvious. Ombudsman at even money, 6 to 4 Constitution River, and then with 7 to 1 Item. But I mean, this could be one of the races of the season. To be fair,
I think it will be. It will be. And the good thing about it is, both Clarehaven and Ballydoyle have got a pacemaker in it. I think it'll go quick, drag them along. Hopefully, come down the middle of the track. No hard luck stories.
Yeah. And I think that's the key, and I think the tactics are going to be fascinating.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to Niall earlier on. The tactics for this race to me is just. I mean, we had Burcastle go forward last year, remember, with Rob Haviland. I don't think the same situation is going to happen today. But is Ryan going to sit behind William, or will William sit behind Ryan because he's got that little bit more of a toe? I think it's fascinating how it's going to. And obviously Hawk Mountain, I think, will take him an awful lot further than what the pacemakers. I think it's, for me, from a jockey's point of view, I think the tactics for this race is absolutely fascinating. How the jockeys are going to pan it out.
We were lucky enough to do some content at Ballydoyle a couple of weeks ago, and body language isn't my strong point, but Aidan O'Brien just seemed really, really keen on Constitution River, like really keen, and felt like he had a go at him last year, and he could beat him this year. So I think it'd be fascinating.
What is your strong point? It's not cooking either.
Probably quite good at capital cities.
Right.
You're then supposed to ask me a country, and then I'm going to give you the capital city.
Right, no. How's your pictures? Are they developing? Reminds me back in the day, you had to bring them to the chemist.
The pictures will be ready. The pictures will be
ready.
Yeah.
Item in the Juddmonte. I done a feature at Racing TV, and I went down to see him at Andrew Balding's. Obviously got really good form. What price is he? I thought he was really, like, his action and the way he travels really suit York. What price is Item? I think he's, again, he's...
Yeah,
is he overpriced?
He's 7 to 1. He's 7 to 1 with ourselves. Won a Sky Bet York Stakes, and he was
won a Dante.
Yeah. So I mean, he's definitely got a chance. It's got them, don't they?
I think definitely the horse picture of me, it definitely improves my looks.
Yeah. She
Oh, they've seen it. They've seen it already. They've seen it already.
I like it. I'm going to keep that. No, don't throw it away.
No.
You see, I think you've been a little bit angry and a little bit argumentative these last couple of days, and I just want you to chill out and calm down a little bit.
It's warm. I'm scared the electric get off up here. All these lights.
Don't be
to
angry.
rekindle your relation, you need to go back and do a bit of Strictly Come Dancing again. I think pull you together again. The tension is not right.
It was this time last year, wasn't it? We
No.
got signed up.
Oh, we got signed up. Yeah. Right, we look forward to catching up with you next couple of days, and obviously the draw for the Sky Bet Ebor will be done live tomorrow morning.
Live tomorrow morning, and we'll find out who the charities get for the charity sweepstake as well, where one of the charities or foundations or community groups will win 25 grand.
Okay, let's get back to Rachel. Rachel, good job you're not here. I'm going to say you're absolutely delighted you're not.
Never. Wow, look at that. Certainly one for the mantelpiece. I would like to say smiles for miles, although I'm not too sure. So fun on the Name'smire as ever with our morning team. And for us here in the studio, it's time for the World Pool Lowdown. Well, the racing continues all week, and the feature race on Friday is the Group 1 Nunthorpe Stakes, and last year's winner, Asfora, is back to defend her crown. The 5-year-old who defeated Ain't Nobody 12 months ago hasn't won since the Prix de l'Abbé in October, but look back to form at Goodwood. 3 Group 1s in Europe, and she's just been a globe-trotting superstar for her trainer Henry Dwyer. But of course, she's not the only runner in the race. We've got 18 declared. Batcho will once again be ridden by Juan Hernandez, despite Wesley Ward trying to lure Frankie Dettori out of retirement. And yeah, it's an international fair, really, isn't it? America, Australia, France, Japan. Ain't Nobody back in the race again. Kevin Stott, American Affair for Paul Mulrennan. Cover Up, William Buick. JM Jungle, Jason Hart. Night Raider, the mount of James Doyle. Tom Marquand is on Partisan Hero. And Red Orange, PJ McDonald, Rumstar, Rob Hornby, and Starlust Rossa Ryan. So 18 declared. Batcho gifted a handicap mark to win a Royal Ascot. So looking to strut his stuff in Group 1 company. Mentioned Hernandez on board. Ryan Moore will be on Mission Central. Asfora for Oisin Murphy. Azure Angel, Danny Tudhope. Heavenly Heather for Barry McHugh. And Refka for France. Michael Barcelona. Time for Sandals for Kieran Schumacher. Fitzella, the mount of Colin Keane, and Pashada will be ridden by Sylvester de Sousa. And 9 runners for the Lonsdale Cup, headed up by Cabana de Mar for Oisin Murphy, El Nea for William Buick, Amalok for Ross Ryan, Calmers for Ireland, Billy Lee and Paddy Toomey. Columbus will be ridden by Colin Keane, James Doyle on French Master, Illinois for Ryan Moore, and Mount Atlas, PJ McDonald with Quick Thorn for Tom Marquand. That is the Weatherby's Lonsdale Cup Stakes Group 2, 225 on Friday, and the unbeaten Arapaho Gold is one of 12 in the Group 2 Jim Crack. Day of Scarlet will be the mount of Oisin Murphy, Agamon for Kieran Schumacher, and Abaha Gold for Connor Beasley. Final objective will be James Doyle from Stall Sticks Great Oak for Clifford Lee, Hell of a Spin for Mikey Sheehy, Marco Polo, Ryan Moore, Matteo, Kevin Stott, Rare for Tom Marquand, Musab, Colin Keane, and Never Enough for William Buick, with Ronson, once again Sylvester de Sousa on board. Time now to take a look at another big race on day 1 for the Ebor Festival. It is the Great Voltigeur. And looking at the really rich roll of honour, and so we've got 5 wins in there for the Gulstons, most recently Cracksman and Logician, 5 for Aidan O'Brien, and Pride of Aris, who we will be seeing in the Juddmonte International Stakes, won this race at 12-1 last year for Ross Ryan and Rafe Beckett. Los Angeles for Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien, they also took it in 2023 with Continuous. A Deauville Legend was a win for James Ferguson and Danny Muscat, and in 2021 Yabir, the likes of Pile Driver, Cracksman, what a horse he was, and it's been a good race, hasn't it, for favourites, certainly in the last 10 years. Christmas Day 9-4. Maltese Cross 9-4. The Derby first and second. Cannot split them. Pierre Bonnard at 11-4. Superior Choice 13-2. Gallian at 11-1. And Antigua 125-1. Of course, Lambourne ran in the race, a Derby winner last year, but he was the first since 1987, and that was a reference point trained by the great Henry Cecil. But we do, of course, have the Derby winner this time round. A rare sight in the Great Voltigeur. It's Christmas Day.
Head Christmas Day. The boy named Susie and Christmas Day, very close. Christmas Day picks up where he left off at 2 in the Valley Sack.
Christmas Day and Roland Whelan. It's Aidan O'Brien again. Christmas Day by 3 or 4 lengths. It's Christmas Day on Derby Day. He wins the Betfred Derby.
Well, one thing for sure is Christmas Day will not go down without a fight. He galloped on relentlessly to win the Derby. Grueling conditions, but he is a Derby winner. And of course, he is the choice of Ryan Moore, trained by Aidan O'Brien. And they've been very successful in this event. And Ryan Moore will be also looking for another victory. And looking to those stats, seriously impressive. 101 winners from 646 rides. That's a strike rate of 16% and a fair few bob along the way as well. But I guess the big question today is, has Ryan Moore chosen the right horse? Aidan O'Brien has got 3 in the race and he's on Christmas Day, Tom.
What do you think?
He usually does.
He does.
And that would probably make me think that he may have done. Having said that, I was kind of in the Pierre Bonnard camp. He only just got it right when Los Angeles beat Illinois, beat him a neck.
Hang on, he didn't get it right with the 3-year-old fillies earlier on this season.
No, but that's early season.
He didn't get it right in the Derby, did he?
No, he didn't.
But he usually
he wouldn't
does.
have known about the ground, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I'm sure once you get to this point, he usually does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Usually?
No, I think
it's the same races where it's the same races where it goes wrong. Like, he's often not been on the right one in the Derby. Can think of a few occasions where he hasn't.
Yeah.
And the Guineas, he's not always.
It's early on.
But it's those. Whereas at this point, there's more evidence.
Better established now.
Yeah. But I mean, it's very tight between the pair of them, really, isn't it? The thing with Pierre Bonnard is he doesn't have the Group 1 penalty. He's a Group 1 winner that doesn't have the penalty for Group 1 winners, whereas his 2 main rivals do have that penalty to carry.
And between them on the Irish Derby form, there's very little. And if anything, it looked like Pierre was a bit stronger at the finish in that race.
Yeah, and I suppose the other factor is, and these were the reasons that I was coming towards Pierre Bonnard rather than Christmas Day, is that I feel like he's getting better into his season. Christmas Day has been admirably consistent to this point, but if you go back to the start of the year, he was Derby favourite, wasn't he, Pierre Bonnard? But he started out over 10 furlongs, which he was a 10 furlong Group 1 winner as a 2-year-old. He was always likely to want an increased test of stamina. He didn't get it early on. And then since then, he started to find his feet. The ground was probably a valid excuse.
Although
to an extent,
he seemed to be all right on the ground last season, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Maybe the track.
Maybe the track at Epsom wasn't ideal.
Let's go to Epsom. Christmas Day, the winner. Benvenuto Chenili didn't run. And Pierre Bonnard, I mean, I guess on the face it was disappointing.
Yeah, he was. I think track probably, just an off day. But we should focus really on Christmas Day with this performance, because he was very good. I do feel that Maltese Cross in behind him wasn't as well suited by the track. I think a flatter, more galloping track will suit him, for all that he'd won at Lingfield before that. And I think that better ground is a help to Maltese Cross as well. But obviously on the day, Christmas Day was well on top.
Did then subsequently at the Curragh put to bed any concerns about the strength in the conditions of this form? What Christmas Day then, I mean, I know he was beaten.
I suppose it did. I mean, they've both run well, haven't they? Christmas Day has probably run somewhere close to that Derby form. I like the way Pierre Bonnard shaped here. I think Chris has it right. The horse seems to be improving steadily. It's certainly a much better run than the Derby run. Is this race today a stepping stone to whether horses go in the Ledger or thought good enough to run in the Arc? I mean, then none of them are in the Arc, are they? So it does look like it's a Leisure prep, really. And I don't think the winning of this race is quite as important to any of these horses as say a Ledger would be. So it might just be with the £5 penalty, it brings them very close, put it that way.
Your thoughts on Maltese Cross?
It's probably the most likely winner. I know he wasn't able to get to grips with Christmas Day in the Derby. He did something that not many horses do. He seemed to roll up the camber in the closing stages at Epsom. He should have been a clear-cut winner of the Grand Prix de Paris. He got held up in traffic, didn't get going till too late, but produced a tidy turn of foot to win it. And he's not necessarily a turn of foot horse. He hasn't looked like that so far in his career. He looks like a horse that really grinds it out. So I think that in a small field here, I think he's got the attributes to put the others away. He too has the £5 penalty again, which brings us back to Pierre Bonnard. But Pierre Bonnard's been dismissed perhaps by Ryan Moore, we're not sure. It's really tricky, isn't it?
Isn't it that it's hard for Ryan to get off a Derby winner?
He wasn't on a Derby winner, was he?
But you know what I mean?
He hasn't ridden it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for him not
Why
to
shouldn't
Isn't it hard for him not to choose the Derby winner?
I suppose it is. Poor old Ronan Whelan, who rode the Derby winner, ends up on the pacemaker. Tell me what that's all about. Why shouldn't he be allowed to keep the ride?
I've come round to going with Maltese Cross. Because I feel like he's still got a bigger effort in him. I think I feel like we kind of know where Christmas Day is at, which is a really good level, but he's got that penalty to carry. I feel like Pierre Bonnard is getting there, and he might get closer, but I think the pair could be trumped by Maltese Cross, who, one thing I like about him is how often he just manages to win, despite only just winning.
Yeah.
And I think he would, as Eddie said, have been a clear-cut winner at Longchamp on his most recent start. And that was when he got on sort of a more level track over this sort of trip. And I think he's going to get a mile and 3/4, but I think essentially he is a long-striding galloper that doesn't necessarily quicken immediately. And I think that this track, this type of race, is going to be absolutely perfect for him, more so than Lingfield was in the Derby trial, more so than the Derby was itself, particularly in that ground. And if you go back to last year's form and his early form, and he was just a raw, developing horse, I think today is the day that we can maybe see everything come together for him and see what he's really about. It could have been in France last time out, and if he'd have done that, you'd have had, what, another £4, £5, £6 on him?
Yeah, he'd probably be a clear favourite.
But the figures, he is clear favourite, isn't he?
No, he's not a second favourite.
They're joint.
Christmas Day's favourite.
Christmas Day 9-4, Maltese Cross 9-4.
The figures tell me Pierre Bonnard, but a little bit like Chris, perhaps my head tells me Maltese Cross can beat them both, even with the penalty.
Nothing's telling anyone superior choice, no? Who's not faced up really against any of the easies.
Big jump, isn't it? I mean, he was impressive at Hamilton in that Glasgow Stakes. Going to see it now. Interesting, he's been left in the Champion Stakes as well as the St Leger, because he does show plenty of toe. I just think you're asking another £6 to £8 to £10 of improvement to win this race if the others turn up. So I don't think it's there in the price. I think a double figure price might be attractive. He's clearly progressive. He's unbeaten this season. He's worth his place in the lineup, but he has to improve. He looks like he will, looking at that, doesn't he?
What he does have is a couple of things. He's got a proven ability to quicken up well.
Yeah.
He's not got any form in a well-run race, so how the race ends up developing, time will tell. With a couple of Coolmore horses in there that are strong stayers, I doubt it will be a real quickening
and
race.
a front runner.
Yeah, so I don't think it will be that. But if it did turn into that, he's proven over shorter distances, he's got that turn of foot. The thing that I like about the turn of foot with him, and the reason that I wouldn't just dismiss him out of hand as much as anything, for all that it's a big jump up in terms of quality, is that you can fall back on his pedigree as a pointer to him being a potentially top-class horse. And his pedigree is also Dabawi out of a mare who won over a mile and 3/4, one that should stay pretty well, and yet he's showing a lot of speed over shorter distances than a pedigree that should stay this far and further. So there might be a big lump of improvement still to come, but there has to be.
Just to update you on some non-runners, we've got a couple more out. So Confucius, first of all, is a non. That is in our second contest. Gaia's out the 4:10. I think that's updating those we brought you earlier. Persian Spring 5:20 and Elevating 5:20. I suppose the most notable of those, Confucius, out the 2:25. So sum up the Great Voltigeur.
We ought to quickly manage.
Eh?
A non.
A non.
Non-runner.
Yeah, non.
Confucius,
We're about
he'd
abbreviation.
Confucius, he'd say no.
Yeah.
We ought to mention just Galleon quickly, who had a horrible trip in the Queen's Vase, narrowly failed to win a credential race at Newmarket. He's a player, but I don't think he'll be good enough.
You think Maltese Cross will win?
Well, I don't know. I keep coming back to Pierre Bonnard. I think he might be going forward at the right time. If Chris says Maltese, I'll go Pierre.
Well, so yesterday I was Pierre Bonnard for that for that reason, and I've decided to do that on Maltese Cross.
Change your mind?
Yep. Good. I've done that before at this meeting.
I went to a school where I had to wear a blazer with a Maltese Cross for 5 years of my life, and I've had enough of the Maltese Cross.
Yeah, you can't go back there. Right, there you go. I hope that cleans it up a bit. Josh might be able to help.
Hopefully, yeah. It's potentially another muddling picture, but hopefully I can clear that up for you with the aid of the Race IQ data, in particular some stride analysis clues in terms of stride frequency, that cadence, that how quickly horses are turning over their stride. And if we take a look at those figures, well, at the top we have the winning profile, the average, minimum, average and maximum stride frequency of winners of recent runnings of the Great Voltigeur Stakes. And below that we have the profiles of some of the principal runners in today's contest. And immediately standing out, Christmas Day and Pierre Bonnard, two horses whose profile match very similarly to those of winning horses of this race in recent years. Either side then, you have Maltese Cross, a lower cadence, therefore potentially a more staying type, and Superior Choice, a much quicker strider, but is by Debawi, and they do tend to be, but having run in some falsely run contests over slightly shorter, suggesting that he is a much speedier type. Now, it doesn't mean they can't win, but that is the profile suggesting that they may be more favoured by either a more slowly run contest or more of a stamina test. In an evenly run race, well, it's likely to be between the Ballydoyle pair of Christmas Day and Pierre Bonnard. They locked horns in the Irish Derby. Let's take another look back at that contest. We picked them up half a mile from home. Pierre Bonnard in the pink in behind, and Christmas Day this time in the navy blue. They've been following the pacemaker Flushing Meadows, who set a decent gallop, but nothing ferocious by any means. And Christmas Day was tiring at the line. Pierre Bonnard sat behind him, was finishing off best, but crucially didn't get past him. Christmas Day having beaten Pierre Bonnard on all three of their meetings, but today is the first time he has to give him weight. And if you go back to those previous runs, well, Pierre Bonnard, you can argue, was disadvantaged by trying to make up all that ground in the Derby on testing conditions. The same for Maltese Cross, who matches with Christmas Day on level weight today and could turn that form around, having tired late on. But again, Christmas Day is a hard horse to pass. The only horses who have passed him this year, well, Benvenuto Cellini there, and in the Dante over shorter, a trip not suited for him, Item and Action, who you can also argue were on the better ground on the far side that day. Maltese Cross, a very talented horse, but I'll be backing the Ballydoyle pair against him today. And if I had to go with one, at the prices, it's Pierre Bonnard clearly is the value, but Christmas Day, a tough nut to crack. Anyway, let's now get to Niall on course.
Next port of call is Kylie's Wine Bar. Just about half a furlong over there is the race course with our good friend Neil Phillips. How are you doing?
I'm feeling good, actually. No, great to be here. Naismire, first day. Looking forward to tasting his Prosecco's. Daryl's looking forward to tasting the Prosecco's as well.
Yeah, very much looking forward to just going back to Kylie Minogue. Great actress, great singer. Can't get you out of my head. Neighbours. Do you remember them, Niall?
Absolutely. Her and Jason Donovan. Remember him walking up the aisle.
Listen, I used to watch Neighbours, Kylie Minogue.
Well, it is, yeah.
The age of 5.
Much better than Home and Away.
Yeah, completely.
Have I got Will here as well?
Yes,
busy week? Busy week?
Fairly busy today, not so much for the rest of the week. That's all right for me. Yes.
But actually, I'm interested, Will, because it's one of the things that you're going to be busy the rest of the week.
Yes,
And one of the things for me is there's a little quote you were telling us beforehand about Kylie's wines.
Indeed, yes,
Wow,
yes. So
it's amazing. Really.
we've hit the number now. So every second there is somebody drinking a glass of Kylie Minogue wine around the world. So we're very, very proud of that for the brand that we've got.
That is something. That is
Some
something.
keep that number up. Isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's an amazing.
All around the world.
Well, an amazing achievement. You think about that.
That suits you quite well.
Well, I'm very happy about that. I'm global, everybody. but I think, but also, I think what is interesting, because we've got lots of these personality wines and everything, is Kylie is the founder, it's her staff, it's her ideas, isn't it? And just explain a bit about that one.
Yeah, so she's the founder of the brand. Obviously, she takes the collaborative, she takes the direction in terms of where we go. Everything goes through Kylie with these types of things. So in terms of vintage changes, everything in terms of the design of the bar, all that kind of thing. So yeah, she's very heavily involved with the brand.
Look at
And
the signature,
it's hers as well.
£33 for... It's well priced.
It is well priced. And do you think we should go in a bit now? I think we should go. You know, I think so.
Niall's been there. He's been white.
Oh, Niall's gone straight in.
No messing about.
Well, what we're drinking here? What we're drinking here?
This is the Kylie Prosecco DOC. So this is obviously 100% Glera grape. This is our newest launch in terms of the Kylie brand that we've got here at the bar. And yeah, it's absolutely flying out there in the trade, and it's doing really well here as well.
Good. A bit of cover, might need that tomorrow.
You'll be behind the bar tomorrow. Yeah, he will.
He'll be stuck in
Yeah,
there,
he
won't
will. He will actually. I think he will. He's lost, but we'll find him.
Very nice, that, isn't it?
It's very nice. It's light, refreshing.
Yeah. What's the most popular? Rosé?
The Prosecco Rosé at the moment is our most popular wine. Yeah, definitely. It suits the brand. It works really well with how Kylie's doing. So yeah, it's a really really positive product for us to have on the tour.
Daryl's racing.
He's there already.
How about Daryl? I mean, you're not riding, man.
He's so uncouth, isn't he?
Well, I don't know what you said about this, you know, but actually,
it's a positive. We can't complain.
I agree with you about rosé. Rosé Prosecco
Yes.
is just getting more and more popular, no doubt about it.
Yes.
And great to taste, but also it's interesting for you, Daryl, as well. You were something we were just talking about beforehand as well.
Yeah, look at the non-alcoholic Prosecco. You go to a lot of stadiums, you go to a lot of race courses. You do an awful lot nowadays where, you know, people are obviously driving and, you know, they're at stadiums, you know, at the race course for 6 or 7 hours. You know, they like to come and have a drink, and the non-alcoholic is in my eyes, I feel it's getting stronger and stronger. For you guys, do you see a lot of sales through the
massively so. So the Kylie Minogue alcohol-free brand is a real standout in terms of what's out there in the market. We do it slightly differently to the rest of the trade, where we don't de-alkalize our wine. We create it using what we call good bacteria, and then add a little bit of tea, so then you get a slight tannic feel to the back of your mouth feel when you're doing it. It gives a much better taste than where people are kind of taking alcohol out and then just adding sugar to the wine. So this product is absolutely flying, and obviously our 0% rosé is the largest 0% rosé in the market now. So it's doing really, really well.
You get to know him, he needs to be on zero.
No, that's the way to go.
It's absolutely beautiful. There is literally...
It's lovely stuff. You can't tell the difference, can you?
Difference in taste between both of them. I'll stick to the non-alcoholic.
well, no, but it's a good point. It's not a serious point. It's a really good point. It's getting more and more popular, and it's great. Everybody's got the choice. Yeah. And last year, actually, Noel and I, we tasted the Zero alongside the Prosecco whites as well. You know, Niall, you really like. We actually covered. We didn't tell Niall which wine he was having, and it was a good example, though.
It's a good tactic for the day.
Yeah. But I think I must have a taste of the rosé, because I just think that
was nice.
That's really good.
I told you. He was literally like,
messing about with that one.
It is it's aperitivo time, isn't it? See, I love that. And just to say to everybody, how do we get the colour? We get the colour from the Pinot Nero, Pinot Noir skins. That's how we're getting that colour into this Prosecco. You've got the white Glera grape, and then you've got the Pinot Nero. Not too much, but just enough to give you the real freshness as well. It's really good. Really, really nice.
Yeah, you get more kind of strawberries and raspberries through that one rather than the kind of green fruits of the pear and apple and that front.
Good tasting note. I like that.
That's what I'm here for, obviously.
Again.
You get a chance to get out and see the racing?
Yes, definitely. I'll be here all day. So we've got one of our customers here with us today. So it's going to be a really good day out. I'm really looking forward to it. It's my first time at Ebor.
Don't ask him.
Is that not the way to do it?
Hey, hold on. Well, hold on. In the 150 today, Air Force One.
Okay.
Going to win that handicap.
That'll get
third last year. He just doesn't like winning very often. He was third last year, but he doesn't like winning very often.
Yeah, but he's going to win this time. I know he's been running really. He's been really consistent
all year.
Yeah.
It was slightly outpaced at the wrong time last year.
Yes.
And flew him, didn't he?
He did fly him.
I think he's got a good chance as well.
Good.
I'll agree with you for once.
Oh, wow, this is
everyone. Don't mind.
Well, that's great, isn't it? Who's your tip now?
Oh,
today.
It's brilliant racing.
It is brilliant racing.
It's really, really
Totally
good.
agree. It is fantastic racing.
Constitution Hill or
Hockman
Ombudsman?
Madeira
Who would you
will
go
win
for out of two?
I think the way the betting habit is right. Ombudsman's beaten so many Group 1 winners. Constitution River's beaten one Group 1 winner so far.
I do agree.
If Constitution River wins, I think it's a hell of a race anyway, but
Yes.
he's proper, isn't he? He's absolutely pretty.
Yeah,
I'm just
totally.
really looking forward to. Don't think I'll have a bet in the race.
No.
About maybe Pride of Aris each way to sneak a place.
Well, there could be a bit of each way, but I mean, I think Ombudsman. You know, I agree.
Right, I'm going to take that stuff away.
Thanks very much, Will. Let's have a big cheers.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, all of you. Let's hope they're not spinning around too much after that. All right, it's time for another big race preview. The Acomb Stakes next. 7 furlongs, the 2-year-olds, and it's a Group 3. And I'll tell you what, it's been a good race for British trainers, as you can see, with the last 10 winners. Just going back the last 20 years, the only Irish trainer, Aidan O'Brien, sneaking in with 3 wins in the race. Andrew Balding taking it 12 months ago with Gowan, PJ MacDonald on board, and the Lion and Winter did win it for the O'Brien team back in 2024. Eve Johnson, Andrew Balding. Good race for Mark Johnston, but he's actually not got one in here this time round. Richard Fahey likewise, and then you've got Charlie Hills back with Phoenix of Spain in 2018. Wells Fargo, remember him, 2017, and this time round, of course, it is looking like it might be going the way of Ireland with Aidan O'Brien, Ryan Moore teaming up. More on that in a tick. Hafner 6-4, the favourite. Gentle Hurricane at 130. Treen could have a big chance for Billy Lee. I really fancy him today. 5-1. Alfred Wallace at 7-1. Stardom Glory 11s. Fuel the Jet 14s, and it's 18-1 and bigger the rest. They go with that number 4, and that is Confucius for Aidan O'Brien, but they will be relying on Hafner, who's only had the 3 starts. Penultimate run, very good when winning at Newmarket over 7 furlongs on fast ground. That was his second start. He comes from stall 11. And Hafner has been very well backed. And I suppose on the back of that very fine effort in the Vintage Stakes at Glorious Goodwood last time. And we're going to see this, and we're going to get the full lowdown from our team trackside.
Little Italy is our go-to.
Rachel, thank you very much indeed. Eddie and I were just discussing curry houses in York, I won't lie. No. Your local knowledge. But I was also one ear on what Rachel was saying about Hafner, who settles for second best here, Eddie.
Yeah, for a second he looks as though he's going to get away and win as the Dirty Rascal gets up the rail and has a bit of trouble in running. Dirty Rascal probably valued for a bit more than the winning distance. I don't know about Hafner. He's clearly been targeted at this race. O'Brien will know where he stands with a lot of these horses. Confucius isn't running now. I just didn't like the way he finished off. In that he didn't really. The last few yards he seemed to be plateauing. This is probably a slightly lesser race, but there are a few potential improvers in the race. Alfred Wallace seemed to improve for different tactics last time. Showed a good turn of foot at Ascot, and I think he might be quite a hard nut to crack.
Get your thoughts on Hafner first of all, Chris.
Yeah, I like him. As a horse, I think he's going the right way. I think he's pretty solid, and ultimately I think he's going to want a bit further, and this will be a bit more of a test than it was at Goodwood on a sharp track like that. Maybe just lack for a bit of speed as much as anything, but I just feel he's quite short.
These aren't rave reviews for a 6-4 shot, I've got to say. It's a bit like
he's one of those horses you think if he were really highly thought of, he wouldn't be 6-4. He's just an okay horse who's going the right direction.
Well, do
you really want to lump on him at 6-4?
But if he was really highly thought of at home, would he even be here? Now, I know the Lion and Winter won it, and maybe since the race has changed its conditions, but it's not always been the Ballydoyle target race, is it?
No, I suppose not. And Alfred Wallace seems to have been put in as a slight afterthought as well. So that's one of his main rivals. The other main rival, according to the betting, is Trian, who was impressive at Galway on softer ground.
Let's have a look. This is the Galway performance
after a blip in the second start. This was visually pretty impressive. time was okay. He's always worn the hood, so I don't think you really need to worry too much about that. And if you look at the trainer's figures, they are extraordinary all over any sort of race. You can just about back his horse, Paddy Toomey's horses blind, and make a profit.
And he was pretty open, Chris, about his horses not being quite right around the Ascot time.
Yeah,
and they're in much better nick now.
Exactly, which is sort of what I'm thinking as a bit the angle to be interested in Trajan, because he knocked the eye out with how he ran first time out. He went to the Curragh, and as you said, maybe the horses weren't quite at their peak. He was sent off 13-8 in that race. It was the race in which Hafner made his debut, and he was sent off 18-1. Now Hafner ran really well, finished second, came out to Newmarket and won. Trajan was below form on the day, but then I thought he was impressive there again last time. I think if you were looking at him without the blip in the middle, then he would be a bit shorter price than he is. Coming from a yard that have got such a tremendous record, I think he looks a bit overpriced, Trajan.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think for the Gentle Hurricane, who's really won a steadily run race with a turn of foot at Salisbury, to be favoured over Trajan is a bit baffling to me. Really.
Let's have a look at Gentle Hurricane. From a yard, though, who do seemingly target this race or have recently. Gewan, who turned out one of the very best juveniles last year. Sadly, we lost to on the gallops. And Chaldean, a Guineas winner, Andrew Balding won it with.
Yeah, and he does improve his horses markedly from first run to second. And the horse has got tremendous speed. The figures in the last couple of furlongs bear that out. The dam stayed up to 10 furlongs, so there's potential to get further than this 7 furlongs, and this was 6 at Salisbury. He's got the speed. I just don't think that's the form to entitle him to be second favourite. He's second favourite on the yard reputation, essentially. He might well be good enough, but I couldn't be thinking of backing him at that sort of price with a couple of horses, third and fourth favourites, who have more tangible form.
No love for Stardom Glory?
Not really. I mean, it was a step up to win, I suppose. I don't like the way he behaves before his races. He's a bit funny at the stalls. I suspect he won't quite be good enough.
He's a big horse, and I thought he won easy as you like last time. He wasn't asked many questions later on, but he has had issues here before, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's stepping up in trip as well. A couple of negatives against him. There are other runners. I mean, Big Cigars who won a nursery nicely here and wasn't quite able to cope with the step up in class next time. He's an enormous price, really. And Vega King, who got a really good ride from the front from Sam James at Beverley. Clifford Lee's on today. I don't think that's any poor substitution, but I think the horse will enjoy coming back the half a furlong, and he's a runner as well. Which all these things we're pointing out suggests that there's no 6-4 chance in here, but there is.
So feels like we're all Trajan. Or feels like you two are.
Yeah, I'm Trajan. I've not talked you into it.
I'm Trajan, and I will have a look at them in the paddock. I saw Alfred Wallace at Thirsk earlier this season, and I wasn't particularly impressed. So he's not going to knock my eye out, even though he seemed to improve for different tactics last time. I'm happy to have a few quid against Hafner, but nothing major.
And your favourite curry house in York is?
Kalpakavadi, if that's the right way to pronounce it.
It is, yeah. Just down from Mumbai Lounge, where we're going tonight.
It's in Fossgate. It's very good. It's southern Indian, Kerala. It's a bit different from the other places. Not your bog standard chicken madras, Balti. It's a little bit different.
Good. Might have got other nights to try that. Let's find Niall.
It's hard to believe we're looking forward to 4 fantastic days racing, but the wheel keeps turning in this industry. And next Tuesday and Wednesday, Goff's yearling sales gets underway. And slightly talking about that, I'm going to bring in Naomi Meller, who is from the TBA, with a new incentive.
Yes, so we've got a couple of things coming up over the next week or two. We're absolutely delighted that today and tomorrow here at York, as you said, we're here for the York Ebor meeting. We've been working quite closely with the FBA, so the bloodstock agents, the ROA, Goffs and Tattersall's, running a group of events called Foal to Finish Line, where we're going to be telling people about what it means to take a foal from it being born all the way through to being sold and then into training. We had the first one of those at Newmarket last week, which was brilliant. We've got 2 here today and tomorrow at York, which we're very excited about. Then following that, next week at Goffs, on the eve of the Premier Yearling Sale, as you said, it's the first big sales of the year here in the UK. We are having an open forum about pinhooking, which we're really excited about.
And what's your aim? Is it sort of to try and get younger people in? Because a lot of owner breeders, it's not an easy road at the minute. It's not an easy, and you're hoping that the next generation are going to take an interest, because I always think when you see a winning connections and a winners of closure, delighted, but very often when you go to the sales, so people buying or selling, that's the other adrenaline rush, really.
Absolutely, absolutely, and there is no theatre like the sales ring, Niall, as you know. It's definitely to introduce people to the concept of not just breeding but also trading. You know, we often see in Ireland, you'll see a lot of young people buying and selling, and that's a really good way to bring people in. Pinhooking is also not an easy market, but it's something that people can get into with friends, and the concept of trading horses is something that we're keen to introduce. We've also been working a lot with the ROA about introducing the concept of breeding to people that own fillies and mares. So as they come off the racetrack, we want them to think about the breeding shed as well as potentially retraining, rehoming, and moving those horses on into sporting careers, doing other things. But don't forget that having a foal is a really great thing to do. So that's definitely what we've been talking about and looking at.
Pinhooking, I think the breeze ups has been really popular, hasn't it, the last sort of decade?
Yeah, definitely, and we have seen the growth of the breeze ups, certainly both here and in France and in Ireland. And Roger O'Callaghan is going to be joining us on the panel at the Pinhooking Forum, along with Finn Kent, who himself is a young guy getting into the business, Hannah Wall from Tween Hills, and Kate Sigsworth who from Westmore Stud. So they're all going to be, they've all got different experiences along the breeding, pinhooking, breeze ups kind of
Kate was in the winners of closure last Sunday.
She was, yes, and she's absolutely doing brilliantly. She's a wonderful trustee for us at the TBA. She's our deputy chair, so we're absolutely delighted to have her. We're very lucky to have her. And those 4 are going to be on the panel with Ollie Bell, who is going to be hosting the event for us at Goffs next week.
I suppose, like anything in life, it just takes a few years, doesn't it, to get it going and get the numbers. Have you found it hard to get people in this for the first time?
No, we've been holding these forums, so we have one at Tattersall's during the December mare sales as well, and those have proven to be very popular.
Right.
This is the first time we've held one at Goffs for a while, but yeah, it's a busy evening, the eve of sales. We hold at 5 p.m, so it's before people, once the horses have gone to bed, before people go for dinner, the bar is open. We would love to see as many people there as we can, and no, we don't have trouble getting people through the door. I think then connecting people with the right onward journey is the next part. Who do you need to know? How do you get into it? How do you not make any missteps along the way? And that's where we at the TBA are here to help.
Oh, that sounds exciting. I wish you all the best. Have a good couple of days here, and obviously next week at the sales we will be watching on.
Lovely. Hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Mark your card. Proudly sponsored by Timeform.
Joining race share for the new jump season is Mr. McLaughlin, who was bought for 60,000 guineas from the Doncaster Horses in Training sale.
Mr. McLaughlin is quickening nicely.
Our buying expert made him his pick by a country mile, describing him as exceptionally well handicapped. He will be targeting a host of valuable handicaps this season and is in training in Yorkshire with Adrian Keatley, who's built a reputation for rapidly improving horses from other yards. Divided into 1% shares, we look forward to starting his season in October.
Mark your card. Proudly sponsored by Timeform.
Welcome back, everyone. Great to have your company as we build up to day 1. And coming up next, race 1 from the Ebor meeting. And to kick things off today, the Hong Kong Jockey Club World Pool Handicap, racing over 5.5 furlongs and a field of 22. At this point, they all go, and the favourite, 4-1, Corolla Point. Callum Rodriguez, Toca Madera is a 9-2 chance. The Man at 5-1. There's been a few tips flying around with some of our guys out on track, with Air Force One at 13-2 for PJ MacDonald, and Lexington Blitz at 7-1. It's 8-1 and bigger than the rest. So let's head back then to our team. Chris, Eddie,
we're just going to fix
and Tom,
our
over to
TV
you.
in a second. We're in vision right now.
So seems like we might have a bit of a problem with our team at the moment, but we will head back there as soon as we can. But yeah, this is a wide open race, really, as you would expect. Such a competitive handicap, and Corolla Point is just about heading it at 4-1. Tom, you ready for me?
No, we're ready for you. I'm only joking. Yeah,
TV's working now.
TV's working. We're all good. We're all good. Some nice legs, though, those, haven't they?
Huh?
Nice legs.
Some of them have seen better days.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Should we start with Corolla Point then? Just because that horse has now forced his way to the top of the market. Ed Bethel, Callum Rodriguez, winning at Hamilton last time. What is it? Well, I'll throw it open to the floor about this race that is going to suit out of stall number 9.
I think the draw's good. He's drawn with a lot of pace and probably on the right side as well. We can't say certainly, but we think pretty likely. I think the extra half a furlong is going to suit him. I think his fairly light build-up as well is going to suit, because he has been fairly quietly campaigned, and he comes into this in decent form, having nudged out a returning horse of Jim Goldie's who's returning to form, and the third horse, a stablemate, who's gone on to win since. So form's solid enough. He's just been up another £3. He's not looking amazingly well handicapped again, but I think we'll get a big run from him.
Neither of you are going to back him at 5-1, it seems.
No, I wouldn't consider anything at less than 10-1 in a race of this nature, but so he's a leading contender.
Yeah, he's drawn nicely, I think, and the other factor just to add into the mix is the form of Ed Bethel's horses. They are flying at the minute, and you know, his stablemate Fluorescence, who finished there, she came out and won really well.
She hadn't really been in any great form, and suddenly that run, followed by a very good win at Ponty, have underlined what you're saying about the yard.
Stratus 9 likes it here, ran really well in the Stewards' Cup, so surely everything's pointing, Chris, to a good run. Stall 16.
Yeah, he's just on the cusp of where I'd consider drawn too high, really. That would be my concern, really, and sort of look at him against, say, a Toca Madera, who doesn't have much to find with him on the Stewards' Cup form, might have been a shade unfortunate in the Stewards' Cup, and looks on the face of it better drawn. There is a discrepancy between the price, 5 plays 10s, but it's just a touch too high on the draw for me with Stratus 9.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think
we can have a look at your.
He is an improving horse, and he is one that doesn't have to lead as well. He just can sit up with the pace. He's got a bit of pace around him over on that middle to far side, against the wind in 18, Ziggy's Triton in 14, Dark 30 in 13, he's in 16 himself. So there's no shortage of pace around, but it might make it difficult to edge across towards the favoured far side. As you see this
It's interesting, yeah, you can see it there. They are all over towards that far side.
You can see, barring, what's it called, Cool
Angel.
Cool Angel down, right underneath the stands rail. They all converge over the far side. Air Force One is not far behind the winner and has enough of a weight pull to give him a chance. He should run his race again. He did have a hard race in the Stewards' Cup. 10-1 is now approaching the right price. I don't think you should be taking anything less than about 8 or 10-1 in this race.
You mentioned Air Force One, who finished 3rd last year, behind the Man, who finished 2nd last year. They are back. I mean, the Man is much better off.
The Man is the handicap horse, and he had an excuse for his last run when he banged himself coming out of the stalls.
We can have a look. Actually, have a look at that. That was when Nana Shadow finished 2nd.
He returned with a cut. Nana Shadow, various others in front of him, including Toca Madera.
Nana Sparkle.
Nana Shadow runs later. Nana Sparkle, who runs terrifically well, despite not having altogether a clear run, and she might be the one who's overpriced now because Madeira is quite short. They've all got chances, haven't they? I was trying to find something outside these lines of form because they're so difficult to put together. Going back to the man, he supposedly hooked his leg up on the stalls and got a cut, but he wasn't withdrawn by the starter. That's a strange one, wasn't it? Maybe it's because he wasn't favourite. Anyway,
probably wasn't a camera in there.
But he's extremely well handicapped on his form of last season at this track. Things didn't particularly work out for him in the Middle East during the early part of the year. But the trainer has a habit of plucking winners out in these big handicaps, especially when there's a bit of money for them.
Right, who are you going to back?
I'm going to back Gold Star Hero because I think it was a really encouraging run in the Shergar Cup when he was 5 furlongs. I don't think the extra half a furlong is going to be too much problem to him. He rather got lost in the big field the time before Ascot, but he'd heralded a return to form before that. I was intrigued to see that the trainer this morning saying that he didn't mind the rain. He's got a decent enough draw in stall 10, and he's 20-odd to 1, which I think is what you need.
Chris, are you going to back?
Don't think I am, because everything that I sort of liked, I don't really see much mileage in the price. I thought Madeira might be backable, but he's not really. At 5 to 1. Corolla Point, I was looking this morning and think maybe a touch of a price, not anymore. Everyone latched onto it. The man is probably the horse that I'd have at the top of the market, just because I think from a handicapping perspective, he is better treated than most of them.
Short now, though, isn't he?
He's proven at the track. Yeah, I think he might be the one that I'm most likely to end up backing, because I think he might slide out a little bit, and then he becomes gettable. I'd want to be in that fine lower 2/3 of the draw, and that does narrow things a little bit more. I'm therefore probably willing to lower the minimum price that you'd bet at than what Eddie was, because I'm probably ruling out maybe a slightly bigger lump.
Okay.
There's one other I should mention.
Yes.
The filly, she's not very big, but she has got the form, apart from last time. Stormy Impact, she looks well in at the weights, and Warren Fenterman knows her and takes £3 off. And the stable are certainly in better form than they were 3 weeks ago when she ran.
I was wondering, does she want slightly slower ground?
Well, again, the rain would have helped a little bit, wouldn't it?
That was, because she was the other one that I kind of quite liked.
They gave the excuse that the good to firm was against her last time.
She is a big price. She's in the right part of the race, and yeah, she's quite interesting.
Anything else?
No.
You sure?
Yep.
All right, good. We mentioned the man. Here is the man.
Welcome back. We're joined by Ruby Walsh in the sunshine. There are forecast showers. It doesn't feel like it at the minute. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, it's right. I walked across it now. It's in great nick. And
it is.
It's like a carpet, isn't it?
Yeah.
In fairness to York, they have it in great condition. And it's funny, Wednesday's nearly always the best day here, isn't it?
It's some racing 4 days racing, but today the features just unbelievable, isn't it? 9 and 10 stood their ground. Constitution River, like if he goes and wins today, all new. It's just brilliant lineup.
It is, and the two you want are there.
Yeah.
Ombudsman and Constitution River, clash of the generations, the 3-year-old against the 5-year-old. I mean, Ombudsman, he was brilliant here last year. He's been brilliant in 2 Prince of Wales's. But I suppose if you're looking at it, Aidan O'Brien is thinking, how do you beat him?
How do you beat him?
Tactics-wise is interesting, isn't it, Ruby? I mean, we had obviously Burcastle went miles here with Rob Haviland. I can't see that happening again today. But how do you think Ryan and William are going to play it out? Do you think Ryan thinks he's on a bit more of a stayer rather than sort of that initial kick on Constitution River, or do you think he'll try and sit in behind him? How do you find? I think it's fascinating. I love the tactics of these big races and how they're going to work it out.
William will drop in, won't he?
Yeah, but you ride your own horse, don't you?
William will follow Ryan, and it's what happens after that. So Devil's Advocate will go with action.
Yeah,
I would imagine. Then
you'll swing up the middle, hopefully, won't they?
Mind that they'll negate each other.
Yeah.
I think in front of 2 pacemakers. In my opinion, I could see them going too hard, but Ballydoyle will want the race to go from a mile.
Yeah,
so after they go 2 furlongs, they'll want to build, and that'll bring in Hawk Mountain. I think he'll drag Constitution River from the 8 to the 2 and try and take the 3rd or 4th out of Ombudsman.
But what I said about going up the middle, you don't want to go up the far rail and make it unlucky to free your best horse in behind.
I would.
Would you?
Oh, I'd stay over. I think Constitution River being 3rd or 4th. I'd go over there. Ombudsman drawn in 1. There's no way I'd be coming to the middle.
You'd stay over.
Oh, it's not fair in love and war. This is a horse race.
No, I know. On any given day you'd do it, but I was just thinking.
I think I know if they were my pacemakers, if Action was in front and Hawk Mountain was after that and I was coming next, I'd be keeping them over there and making life as hard as possible for the one behind me. There's no way I'd be coming in. If I was riding in that scenario, there's no way I'd be coming into the middle and say, here, everyone have a free go. Absolutely not. I'd be staying over the far side and make everyone work for their position.
If Ryan's in third and fourth, that would be perfect.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that's it. But that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's tactics, and that's what I love about all the big races like that. Who's going to play what cards and how they're going to play them, and it's just like you to say there. I mean, that's just perfect situation for Ballydoyle, isn't it?
Well, you get Ombudsman's in one. And if he goes back to follow Constitution River, you've got Item in two. Colin Keane's going to slot forward. So, I think that makes it slightly more difficult. It makes William make a decision. So if Constitution River starts to build and follow Hawk Mountain after going 2 furlongs, William is going to have to follow Ryan. And you want to drag that turn of foot out of Ombudsman if you're going to beat him. And if you can beat him that way, or if you can't, and he comes and beats you, well, you got beaten a hell of a race, so be it.
It's a hell of a race. It's a hell of a card the whole way through. Sky Bet Vulture, you got obviously Christmas Day in there, you got Maltese Cross in there, Pierre Bonnard getting the weight off them.
I thought Ryan had right, Pierre.
I did with the weight, getting the weight off
them.
them.
I mean, you look at it down off the hill in the Curragh as well. I mean, Christmas Day gets a clean passage into the home straight. Pierre Bonnard had to check once or twice, and at the line he's only an acre or half a length behind him. But we're not riding the work there. We're not watching him at home. So like you're questioning the biggest outfit in the sport. But you'd have to think Pierre Bonnard with the £5 be appealing anyway.
To me, I know he's obviously a Group 1 horse, but he's waiting to land in one of these big races, and I really do think that with the ground here, flat track, the way it's all going to open, I think Pierre Bonnard's got an outstanding chance here.
Any news made ahead of the Ebor? Willie looking to win the 3 of the last 4?
Yeah, it's like everything, Niall, it'll depend on what gets in. There's a couple of horses on the coast there that'll be massive runners if they make the final lineup, and obviously the weather will play a big part too. I mean, is there weather warnings in the York area tomorrow?
Well, midnight they're going to get thunderstorms, and you know thunderstorms can get nothing or can get 20.
Yeah, but she could land in the town and miss the race.
Yeah.
So who knows what will happen? Time will tell. We'll worry about today first.
Oh no, tomorrow. This time tomorrow we'll pick your brains. We'll drag it out of you, or we'll fire you over the balcony.
And then you get the draw as well.
Yeah,
draw will be huge. I mean, you even look at the draw for the Nuntop. I mean, when Bazio drew a low number, is he in 3? I think he is.
Yeah.
It looks like he's put all the pace on the far side.
Yeah.
You want to be with the low numbers, don't you?
Yeah, you want to be low numbers anyway, really. Jack Jar was in a horse win high this year, and he was a group horse running in a handicap.
Yeah.
So, anyway, more
Time
tomorrow. We'll drag it out of him tomorrow. Right, let's get back to racing in the studio.
Thank you, Niall, and plenty throughout the week from this man as well. Dave Nevison joins us. Hello.
Hello, Rachel. How are you?
This is exciting today, isn't it?
Well, it's the best meeting of the year for me, by far, in fact. I mean, partly I'm biased because I'm a Halifax lad. So we used to come here during the summer all the time, coach trips from Halifax bus station, the whole family. So it's got a long, but I mean, it's just top class stuff. It's just it's a brilliant day's racing.
Yeah,
so,
looks like it's going to be
and
class.
all 4 days, and the field sizes and some of the handicap, everybody wants to run at this meeting. So.
Yeah, and we talk about the clash. You got the Derby winner in the Voltigeur, and top 2-year-olds in the Acomb. So got just a stellar card. And I think what I love about York, obviously Goodwood is amazing. Rowan Ascot, brilliant. You got a Group 1 on every day at York, so all the way through to the Saturday. Got the City of York Stakes, now Group 1, and on the same day as the Ebor. Sometimes I think you get to kind of the end of Goodwood on the Saturday.
Yeah,
You're
Goodwood
kind of
Saturday's definitely
waiting for like a group
trips.
race to arrive. Yeah.
But York is phenomenal, and it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, I'm still an advocate of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But unfortunately for that attitude, York fills the 4 days and fills it really well, and it has to be a Saturday. But my memories of the Ebor on a Wednesday will live long in the day.
Yeah,
but
I hope so. I haven't managed to watch you in action in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't bother paying too much attention.
I hope your tips are better than your cooking.
Yeah.
Although I have tried your cooking.
And I hope Niall's presentation is better than his waitering. But there you go.
Shall we get into it?
But it was absolutely fantastic fun.
Yeah,
and
it
I've
looked it.
Just got over the humiliation, but I'm fine.
1:45 today, the Great Yorkshire.
Oh no, they're not showing it again while I'm in the building. Oh no.
Every day, every hour. You're the only person I've seen tip up Item. I've got your selections here, so let's take a closer look at them.
I'm in good company in the first. There's a few of the tipsters on Racing TV with Air Force One. Look, he was placed in this last year. I think 5.5 furlongs is his ideal trip. This is 5 furlong, 89 yards, I think. Loves the track, ran well here last time, seems to have cured himself from starting slowly, and he's drawn on the right side. And he's always been a horse who I think there's an air of unfinished business. One day he's gonna go forward. I'm hoping that's the one. Right, Item. I mean, the case for is definitely York form. He's won 2 Group 2s in really good style. Disappointing in the Derby, but loads of horses disappointing in the Derby, and it was very soft ground. I heard Chris Dixon saying that he thinks that the rain that they had overnight will have dried out by the time of this run. So I'm not fearful of the ground. The presence of pacemakers in the race means that he's going to get a truly run race. I think he's clear third best, and he might just be underestimated. Yeah, it's top class yard, top class connections, and he's 7 or 8 to 1, whereas the other horses are very short. The other 2 that you can back in the race, realistically, I think. So I'm hoping it's an insurance bet to nothing. Bosun, I was a bit worried because there was no money for this horse. I think he's quite well handicapped. He won by 13 lengths last time. He's only gone up £6. He hasn't won a race on turf before, but he ran a couple of good ones last year. He seems to have hit form. The Crisfords are in extremely good form, and he was 20 to 1, and he's 14 and shorter with some firms now. The money's just coming about the last hour, so I'm encouraged by that.
We'll be shortening now.
Oh God, yeah, everyone will be on it now.
Good luck today, and our next race to preview will be indeed that Stayers Handicap at 4:10. So this is the Sky Bet Stayers Handicap, a Class 2 over the extended 2 miles, and Small Fry is the favourite at 9 to 4 for the Joseph O'Brien team. Kirchner at 130, Valle de Victory at 4 to 1, Shrimp Shady at 15 to 2, and it's 9 to 1 and bigger the rest. So great betting heat. We have got 16 of them. They go with that number 14. We've already heard Dave Nevison's selection, so let's get trackside again and find out what the guy's like.
Rachel, thank you very much. Yeah, Small Fry is a 9 to 4 shot. There's a lot of food names in there, just really rubbing salt in the wound.
White bait at the head of the market.
Yeah.
And Shrimp Shady in the middle there. I think it was crab was on the menu when Dave was doing the cookery, wasn't it?
It was, yes. Well, I think given that he actually runs a regular cooking thing at home, he's basically a chef. He's quite distressed.
Did he win then?
No, he didn't win. No, no, he's very. Not as distressed as his strawberries.
He didn't finish last, though, did he?
No, he didn't, but he finished third.
Yeah, how many were in it? Medaille bronze.
No, 4. 3 out of 4.
Who was last?
He was Antipost's favourite.
Was last.
He was Antipost's favourite.
I mean, to be fair, if Shinners, you'd have to finish in front of Shinners, wouldn't you?
Shinners would have been...
Shinners was the dark horse because he'd been to catering college for 3 years.
I think...
Shinners was the hull to go down this year. It's just an absolute certainty to finish bottom, I think.
Yeah.
Well, even with his catering college experience.
Did you see Dave's hairnet, by the way?
I did see Dave's hairnet. He needs one now, doesn't he?
He robbed a local fishing boat. He can't reply to this. Sorry, Dave. I hadn't even seen it. I just want to take the mic. Anyway, we'll do the race now. Won't be as fun. Should we start with Small Fry? Obvious favourite, Chris?
Yeah, the way that he ran, obviously at Goodwood, he didn't get any luck, did he? And he's clearly a horse that he's on a pretty good mark. He's £4 higher now than he was at Goodwood, but he's running the Ascot Stakes, was obviously a very good one. He stuck to his task well that day. He's shaped nicely at Goodwood, obviously unlucky with the passage or lack of passage through. And he's back up in distance, which looks like a positive move. He's a really obvious one for the top of the market, for a yard that he's going to turn up here in really good form. And yeah, he's very much the horse to beat. It's just a price thing again, isn't it? I think 9 to 4 was the
he was a bit of a job horse in his previous yard with the Moors, and they obviously knew what they had because he stepped forward even more since he's joined Joseph. Valedictory's been well supported to turn the form around. He ran a bit flat there, Valedictory. He certainly looked in better form with his wins previously, and you'd expect him to come back to give Small Fry a bit more. But Small Fry probably had excuses for getting beat there, the way he was boxed in halfway up the straight. So I would think Small Fry ought to beat Valedictory again.
Just getting a little spot of rain. Could be a little bit around. We should have a look at Kirshner. We will do that through the Kempton run. Obviously, has subsequently finished second at Newcastle and won at Ascot. But on this occasion, finished behind Bosun. But I thought his claims are pretty obvious. Ryan Moore booked. There was one point the Ebor was a distinct possibility. Might still be if he wins.
Well, yeah, if he wins, then he'd get the extra 3. He's got a £4 penalty for the Ebor at the minute. I think if you win 2, it becomes 7. So, it's not impossible if he were to win. And he's got a chance of winning because he's getting better, this horse. This is obviously Kempton over a mile and a half. He switches towards the inside and he runs on, but he signals really that he's a horse that's going to want further. He got further when he went up to Newcastle for the plate on his next start, and he was a really good second in that. And then he's gone to Ascot and won in a small field race. I actually think normally I like to be with horses that are a good way off the pace in staying races at York. Anything from sort of a mile and a quarter, definitely a mile and a half up. I want to be with horses that are ridden with a touch of patience, because I do think races develop quite early. But it doesn't look like they're going to go overly quick here. You've got top jockey aboard, and I think he looks really solid, Kirshner, because I think he's still really unexposed at staying distance.
I find the handicapping strange, because he went up 2 for his plate win, then he went up 6 for winning a 4-runner race at Ascot. Yeah. I find this remarkable how little horses get penalised for big runs in big field, the 100 grand handicaps, and they get slammed for winning small field races.
Yeah.
And also looking back at the plate, the consolation in which Shrimp Shady finished 6th was run in a faster time, and at the weight, Shrimp Shady, if you believe the times, which is always not necessarily the right thing to do in a 2-mile race, but Shrimp Shady beats Kirshner on the Newcastle times. Kirshner's paid for his Ascot win, so I thought Kirchman might come up a bit short here. I'm not that drawn to Shrimp Shady myself.
Shrimp Shady's got form with Team Player from Newbury. Team Player's last win came at Musselburgh. Can you make a case for Team Player?
He's one of the horses that Chris might be interested in, because he's often played very late in his races.
He is. My concern with him, as I say, is that it might not develop in the way that the staying races can do around here. And I suppose it depends how early they get racing. But I'm kind of fearful that he ends up a little bit too far back. But he would definitely be a horse that I'd often be interested in. I thought Mountain Road was one that had a bit of a squeak as well. For Jim Goldie, I thought he ran really well at Ascot
the Shergold
on
Cup,
his most
wasn't it?
recent start.
And Lauren Young taking 5 off. She's very capable. She'll know the horse well from home as well.
Again, you just want that gallop to set up. But he's quite a big price. I'd be inclined to look for something at a big price each way, really.
The market seems to have it pigeonholed at those front 3. It's a big lump of the market taken out with them. And I'm sort of was leaning towards Chris's idea as well, and Mountain Road was on my radar.
Okay, man. So ultimately, bigger prices looking down the market.
Yeah,
Mountain Road of interest.
Yeah. I mean, I think Small Fry is probably the most likely winner, but a 4-to-1 chance, not a 9-to-4 chance.
We're going to put our brollies up and head out and find Niall.
The sun is out, and a bit of heat in that sun as well, as we catch up with Chief Executive William Darby. It's time for the talking to stop. It's fantastic, isn't it? I don't know, coming here today, I was thinking, bring a raincoat and all, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels perfect.
Yeah, perfect conditions, as you say, Niall. It feels like there's been a lot of build-up to today. It's so pleased to be here, and with the racing we've got in prospect over the next 4 days, a lot of anticipation, a lot of work done by the team on site. The site looks amazing. Sunshine obviously helps, but we're ready to go. I hope everyone enjoys what should be a fabulous 28-day races.
If I said to you a few months ago, we'll have 7-8 different countries represented, you'll start on good ground, the lineup in the Juddmonte International Day 1, what a feature. You'd take all of that, wouldn't you?
Oh, goodness, how much we would. You know, just that depth of the races, especially those flagship races. You know, it's not just one horse and it's a procession. So got real contenders, and I do think it's a real credit to the connections for taking each other on, providing us with great sport, great depth. You can form an opinion, you know, lots of different opinions I've heard about all the flagship races. Obviously, we've got the handicaps where most have got a chance, but those group races, you can make a case for a lot of them.
Look at Yorkshire Oaks tomorrow, Calpano and Miniawk today.
And Joanna
Walsh, who was so good at the Curragh.
At the Curragh. So,
and then we saw the decks this morning for the Coolmore Nunthorpe, massive field.
Yeah, for a Group 1 to get, is it 17, 18 decks, all the big horses declared. We've obviously got the international representative with Asfora and Pacquiao, so one Joe Moreira's riding, Juan Hernandez, so see their stars against Paul Moren.
Well, I think he's drawn next Asfora one side, American Fair the other side, so
you can
say all 3, 4 and 5 there.
You can say Paul Moren is saying, welcome to Yorkshire, lads. So
I've won this race twice before, don't forget.
And obviously American Affairs acted really well here in the past, so it looks a great Coolmore Nunthorpe. Really pleased with the declarations for Friday, which have just come through, including the Weatherbeast Lonsdale. They're wonderful to have some of those group performers declare for that. So yeah, thrilled to be here, and I hope everyone enjoys it. Yeah.
And we're always rushing our life away, but it was like Ruby Waltz a minute ago. We're talking about what's going to get in the Sky Bet Ebor. Do you know anything in Sky? Obviously, it's going to be a maximum field. We'll know the draw this time tomorrow. Willie Munn's looking to win it for the 3rd time in 4 years.
Yeah, and it's gone across the RSC quite a number of times. So the home team will need to raise their game. Looks a fiercely competitive, high-quality handicap, as it should be. And you and I have talked before that, you know, who would have thought this time last year the Sky Bet Ebor winner would win a Breeders' Cup. So it's really exciting. Then obviously, you know, we've got the Sky Bet City of York Stakes, which I think could be one of the best Group 1s of the week. You know, with
notable
its depth.
speech, Luke Forrest. He's looked brilliant. And he won't matter whatever the ground is Saturday. He'll be happy since he's been gelded. He's been a real. The way he's been campaigned all over the world. He was good in Australia, but for Tony Bloom, he's been brilliant. Brilliant for Tony as a Brighton fan. Great. I'd hope to see him do well. He'll be here on Saturday. It's great. Obviously tomorrow the mile handicap. Well, it's Sir Kevin Sinfield, who's a legend in this part of the world, and you know he's amazing work for MMD. Yeah, he's a legend on the rugby pitch, but I think what he's done outside the rugby is just unbelievable. Just wider than that, and a legend doesn't come close, maybe. So to have him here for Sky Bet to denote their race to him, the fiercely competitive mile handicap, is a great honour for us, and I can't wait to meet him. Yeah, if you're a rugby league fan, can you walk up tomorrow? Ticket sales Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Can you still do that? Yeah, very much so, and I hope people will, because it's fierce, it's wonderful racing, and the weather as the week goes on after tomorrow morning looks better and better. So people want to come see this brilliant racing, please do come. You can walk be in the picnic enclosure for 17 quid, under 18s getting free all enclosures. We've got space in the grandstand and paddock, which we spent 10 million quid on the year before last to upgrade those facilities, or the wonderful county stand. So take your pick, come and enjoy it, or if not, watching on Racing TV. Kevin Sinfield tomorrow. Sir Joe Fanning, he's getting something today. Sir Joe Fanning, 43 years, is it, riding in the saddle. He first rode his first ride at York in 1990. So after the Acomb Trophy presentation today, I don't know how much Joe knows about it. Sarah, his wife, who used to work for us, is all briefed. But Joe, there, we're going to do a presentation to Joe with all the jockeys coming out, and one Her Majesty the Queen wants to meet him. So you know, what a thrill for him. A legend on our part of the world. Obviously, Joe's the most popular guy in the weighing room. We wish him well with his future career as following orders from Sarah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, great to catch up. As I said, it's time for the talking to stop. Thanks very much to Chief Executive William Darby here, as we're about to check in on the Timeform race of the day.
And what a fantastic race it looks to be. The time form race of the day is the 1.5 million Juddmonte International Stakes, and Ombudsman top rated with time form on 140, but the P, the improvement expected from Constitution River on 135. Almaqam has got a rating of 132. Item, the Dante winner, twice a winner at the track, expected to improve 130 also with the P. And then Hawk Mountain 128, Pride of Ours 123, Zaydan on 121, and Devil's Advocate 119 along with Action. Right, tactically. Pace, will it be fierce? We've got Devil's Advocate in there, very, very prominent, Hawk Mountain, and indeed Action as well as Zaydan and Almaqam. But looking sort of the top two, Ombudsman and Constitution River, just sitting mid-division, maybe just kind of keeping an eye on those two, point and shoot. So that is the time form race today, and isn't it a cracker? And the next race to preview here on Racing TV, we'll be looking forward to race 6, penultimate race on day 1, and it's over 5 furlongs, the sprint. And a very big field, another heritage handicap, and Nano's Shadow is the favourite. Oisin Murphy and Kevin Stott, of course, brilliant at Goodwood, these two. And they team up once again. Schrodinger's Cat at 6-1 with Miss Chance at 6-1, and big prices 13-2 for Manatee Maymas. She's got her brother 8-1, and it's 9-1 and bigger the rest. So all 19 of them, and let's head back to the team. They were a bit. I was saying they're expecting a few drops of rain, but. I mean, it looks like you were expecting a hurricane the way you're all wrapped up there, lads.
Well, it's wet. I was going to say, Rich is just sat in the studio, nice and warm.
Everyone's saying for the last month, we want some rain.
There is water.
Yeah, just don't
in
want
the
it when we're sat outside.
No. It's quite. I don't like. It's not very nice on the socks. or on the. I don't like wet legs.
Well, that's my issue at the minute. I'm trying to angle the brolly, which we should point out, Eddie turned down the brolly.
Yes, fine, hardcore.
Well, he's put his hood up.
We get in the shower every morning, don't you?
You do get in the shower, but there's a difference there, Eddie. I don't know how you shower, but I don't tend to do it in an anorak.
Well, as you well know, I wear my anorak 24 hours a day.
You do? No, I do. I do, yes. Yes. There's an image. Right, let's get stuck into the 4:45 first of all then. And Nana's Shadow largely dominates this. What a season she's had.
Extraordinary. She's a very annoying horse for me because I had a big lump on USS Charleston at Goodwood, and she came and improved another 3 lengths to beat me. She's been remarkable.
Let's go to here first. So we'll start with York, Eddie.
A testament to Katie Scott's training abilities. She's really tough and really game, and between the 2 wins, she ran in a higher grade and ran well, but she was slightly outclassed. But here, Murphy gets on really well with her, Oisin Murphy, as well. And it still looks as though there's a bit more to come. But
yeah, he's been on for the 3 wins, the last 3, isn't he? Yeah.
But she's up against quite a few of these rivals again today. Manatee Maymas in the pale colours, who chases her through. I'm not sure he's got the gears for York. I think he needs a stiffer track, but he's still improving himself, I think. And Schrodinger's Cat, who she picks up near the line, they both reoppose on better terms, and you'd think they both have claims of reversing that form. Also back in fifth or sixth, Mighty Magnus in the red colours. That form, his form slightly plateaued since then. This is the Goodwood win, where you'll see that she dominates, really, beats a lot of today's rivals. Baker Blue, the horse in the nosebands, have been a bit unfortunate a couple of times at Pontefract either side of this run. I think he'll give his supporters a good run again. But when you watch this, you think, really, Nana's ought to put all these away again. 1 or 2 of them ran below form.
Is there a chance that Miss Your Chance will...
Yes, Miss Your Chance was the one, the other horse in the noseband with the red cap in the middle of the picture. She has got the weight pull. But
she's got a weight pull. She's got Jack Nicholls on board, and this can ride even sharper than Goodwood, can't it?
The only thing is now, whenever I watch this Nana Sparkle, she reminds me of horses going back in the day, admittedly a long time. Horses like Sober and Locksong, who just keep winning, and you don't get to the bottom of them, and you think, oh, today they'll be vulnerable because the weights are different. I'm not going to back Nana Sparkle. She's a short price in a big field, and looks like she's got to run a bit better than Goodwood again to win, but it's hard to oppose her with anything other than something at a big price.
Chris?
Yeah, she does keep on winning. She's obviously a lot higher in the weights now, but she's progressing fast, and just the manner of that win last time out shows you that she's entitled to do the same again. I thought Schrodinger's Cat was probably a little bit better than he was able to show. He was just on the flank a little bit at Goodwood, so that might entitle him to get a little bit closer. I think Manatee Memas is a horse that's still getting better, but I agree with Eddie, really. I think 5 furlongs here, a little bit like 5 furlongs Goodwood, is too sharp. I'd like to see him on a stiffer 5 or up to 6 at a track like this, but he doesn't get that today. The one that I thought was maybe just missed a touch in the market is something just going away from those form lines. And maybe the not being quite so battle-hardened will be a factor, but I thought Zane Primus looked overpriced. Now, it's all-weather form to this point, and he has to improve, and it's a deeper pool of horses, but he was impressive during the course of the winter months on the all-weather, and I just think he's a horse that has the potential to do a good bit better yet.
We can have a look. So lining up here off what, 88, off the back of the Newcastle success, Kempton prior to that.
Stable does really well here as well.
John Butler.
You have to take a little bit on trust that the horse will act on turf as well as on the all-weather. The rain might be an issue there. It's coming down quite hard now.
What rain?
Are you regretting that lack of a brolly?
No, not at all.
I am actually trying to stop tipping all the brolly off my
Yeah, but you can
brolly
because of the wind direction. If I'm shielding the rain, then I'm dripping on Eddie's leg,
I
and
think
your
you're
leg's
fussing a
looking
lot
quite wet.
about nothing. This is another of those references to cookery, though, because Primus is a stove, isn't it? So, you know, Dave would be very well at home on cooking on a Primus.
Yeah, you wouldn't know anything after that performance.
but very
It's
impressive.
microwave dinners
Very
from here on
impressive.
in.
It's gone on to win again. And as Chris says, it's away from all that Nana Sparkle spider's web of form lines.
Exactly, which is sort of what I was trying to get away from, because although she needs to improve again, she's just been so authoritative with the way that she's beaten those horses that doesn't really want to bank on them beating her just because she's got more weight to carry.
The figures say that Miss Your Chance has a good chance, and I think the track will suit her a little bit better than Goodwood, and she's got bundles of pace, but that goes for a lot of horses in this race. Schrodinger's Cat, another one very quick.
I suppose the other thing might just be draw, I guess, Eddie. Stall 15, Nana's Shadow.
Yeah, that's a possibility of that being a disadvantage.
There's a bit more pace high, this one.
And now the presenter is now dripping his water on top of me to add to the rain. I don't mind the rain, but it's the extra
this is
stuff
what I was trying to say.
I'm being top of your brolly.
I'm being extremely considerate and leaning that way. You're just dripping it. Look at the difference of Eddie's legs. That one's drenched and this one's
where the wind is coming from.
That is high numbers. That is low numbers.
Exactly.
So it just proves you need to be on the far side today.
Yeah, exactly. Good job they're not coming down the middle. Let's move on to the nursery then.
I'm going to put my notes away before they get soaked.
Yeah, they are going to get. They are. While we're getting soaked,
What, you still not want the brolly, Eddie? It's too late now, isn't it?
So this Class 2 nursery, Dubai Champion, I think sits atop the market. But we'll confirm that for you. 4-1 joins the Dancing Pirate. He'd like this weather, 4-1. Henley on Thames, 9-2.
love this weather.
They love this weather. Havana Sprite, 13-2. Crystal Queen, 9-1, and 12s and bigger the remainder. I'll remind myself of who we can have a look at. Let's start with Dubai Champion, then finishing second. Goodwood Sovereign Glory in there, Super Tuscan, the Dancing Pirate, Persian Spring. Cheek pieces going on the Dancing Pirate today.
Yeah, he just wandered a little bit, but you can't really fault his run here because he wins his race on the far side comfortably. Revels comes down the stand side to win. It's a bit similar to the older horse sprint, or the other sprint handicap for 3-year-olds, in that lots of these have run in these races, so the inclination is to look for something else. But it's hard to knock Dubai Champion, who is improving. Ryan Moore has had the ride before. He gets on well. Several of them reoppose. But he does, as you see, just wanders across towards the far side. And that might even cost him the race as Revels comes fast and late stand side. I thought I'd look outside this form because it's so difficult to evaluate. And then that brings you into Henley-on-Thames, who won in what seemed to be a very good time at Hamilton last time. And possibly Crystal Queen as well, who was thought good enough to be put in the Lauder. She's in the entries for the Lauder later in the week. She's obviously well thought of. She didn't run at all badly at Royal Ascot, having won the Hillary Needler first time out. So she might be very well handicapped.
Have you had a bet?
I haven't yet.
Okay, Chris?
And the conditions are obviously going to play a part now.
Chris? Haven't yet. Havana Sprite I thought was interesting, another one that's had a Lauder entry. She's going the right way. Switched to Handicap Company, won at Newmarket, not by far, but I liked that that performance. I think off 92 she could still be on a decent mark. She's drawn in 5. Where the favourite is drawn in 20, I'm taking that as a potential negative. God-Given Talent I thought was maybe of some interest as well, drawn right in the middle of them. Highly tried since making a debut win at Newbury for James Ferguson, who wouldn't necessarily be one to have them absolutely rev first time up. Obviously James has packed up now. William Haggis takes charge. Tongue Tie goes on. 89 switching to handicaps might not be impossible.
Good. That just about sums it up for you. That's our race previews done and dusted. It's raining, Rachel, which is a sort of a foreign feeling of late, but it's welcome. This is what we want. We're saying goodbye.
You may say that.
You're going to have to go.
I'm sure racehorse trainers, farmers, and lots of other people are very happy.
Yes, quite right.
And I think we should all be happy there's some rain.
No, we should. One
just
for the
timing
farmers.
of it.
Chris, thank you.
Thanks.
Eddie, thank you. Eddie's going to have to go and do the sort of the hand dryer shimmy to dry.
Well, he
those
can go
trousers.
home and get changed, can't he, before racing?
Yes, he can.
Just.
All yours, Rachel.
Thank you so much. Foul play there with the brolly, Mr. Tom Stanley. But yeah, very different conditions now. Certainly seeing the rain fall, and racing will be getting underway very soon. So that's it from Mark Yacard, from me here in the studio. Good luck throughout the week, and certainly for today for the Ebor Festival. As I say, certainly conditions changing all the time, and the guys, well, they said early goodbyes in sunshine. Let's head back out to Niall and to Darrell.
Bit of noise in the background. It's a small matter of Aidan O'Brien landing in his helicopter.
Is that how you arrived this morning?
It wasn't. It wasn't, no. Oh, good air on this one. Some of the closest I've got to it.
The joys of it, eh? The joys of it.
It's time for us nearly to sign off, but I've been looking forward to this day for all season, and the Juddmonte International is just an absolute belter.
Look, it is a cracking race, isn't it, Niall? And this is what it's all about. York gives a pride, beautiful ground considering the summer that we've had. All the main protagonists, they're all standing their ground. It's going to be an absolute cracker in a race. I can't wait to watch it.
And it's not just one race. We get underway with fiercely competitive sprint handicap. You got the Sky Bet Voltigeur, the stairs in action, wide open nursery. Won't be easy.
No, it won't be Christmas Day. I'm looking forward to seeing Christmas Day in the Great Voltigeur. But, I mean, look at the handicaps, Niall. I mean, how can you try and split some of them off? So even in the first race, you have the first 3 that reoppose, and the stairs. You've got, in some of the other handicaps, you've got listed horses running handicaps. It's really, really competitive. But look at it. It's York, it's the Ebor. It should be competitive. Great prize me on display. And, 4 days of just magic racing. And thankfully, this is only day 1.
You'll be back tomorrow?
Yes, back here tomorrow, hopefully with you, if you don't let me down.
No, I'll be here, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be here. I'm looking forward to the afternoon team coming along very shortly indeed. Thanks for Darrell for his input this morning. And I say not too far away from the racing getting underway. But in the meantime, we've just time to check in. If you've missed it, here's the Great Yorkshire Menu, Part 1.
Welcome to the Great Yorkshire Menu. 4 passionate chefs have descended here on the Knavesmire to pit their culinary wits against each other in a bid to become York's best chef.
I'll be disappointed if I don't win, and win by a long way. I've prepared for this for a number of weeks now.
It would mean absolutely everything, winning this competition. I might be small, but I've got a big heart.